Okay, so no one needs a refresher, correct?
No.
I do.
I wouldn't
I
mind.
just want to know. Yeah, just a quick recap.
Quick recap. So you guys
Yep.
found someone close to the pier, and she looks like a tiefling. She attacked Gregor and Oryn, and Alpha took back the cursed pages to the collector or museum of the Rune Lords. And you all are back at the bathhouse right now, where you are busy speaking to Amika and them. You were eavesdropping before, but I think you guys are going to speak to them now. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Anybody else want to find out anything else about what happened in the last session? Or is that a brief enough recap?
I'm happy with that.
Has Alpha rejoined the whole group?
Yes.
Okay.
So you all arrived at the same time. You made sure to arrive as a group. Nobody was lagging
As far as
behind
I
or
know.
anything. Everybody was there at the same time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I understand it as well, we're all there at the same time. Excuse me.
Cool. So what would you guys like to do? I mean, some of you overheard some of the conversation that was happening at the table and informed the rest of the group of what they said.
That was me. Whispered it to the rest of the people.
Correct. They were busy talking about how the Miyamoto clan is moving around the city, and it seems like they want to set up posts or checkpoints outside the city. So it seems like rather getting out quicker
Well, then
would
later.
be a better plan.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just for my own point of reference, Akari is still in disguise, right?
Well, there's a person
What
with
we
you that is
assume
a
is the
tiefling.
And the summon has the summon sort of disappeared now.
Yes, the summoner is not with you right now.
Because then we can actually literally walk out the city. We don't have to sort of try and swim the river. I think that would be way more obvious than just walking out the city and telling them that we're going in search of Akari. We believe she's left the city and we're going to look for her.
Or just the tell them to going to the excuse me.
Yeah, cousin's wedding.
Or whatever. We're going to look for the soggy river monster or whatever. Don't even mention Akari.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mention the swamp at all because I'm assuming that's where we would like to go back to, right?
Mm-hmm. I'd assume so.
I mean, it's technically up to you guys.
What time of day is it?
It's early hours of the morning because midnight was when the stuff happened at the house. So this is like 1, maybe 2 in the morning.
I say get some sleep and come back and leave in the morning. Getting out this time of night might seem a little bit suspect.
And you're currently in the bathhouse with Amiko and her companions as well.
Does Amiko is the innkeeper, right? Akari's friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can find out what do we want to do? Do we want to leave the city in the dead of night or stay until the morning, early hours of the morning?
It's really early hours in the morning, but yeah, I get what you're saying. My point would be
The sun
heading out,
comes out.
yeah, head out when the sun comes out would seem to me to be a little bit less suspicious than heading out at like 3 in the morning. That does seem a little suspicious to me.
And Amiko
I'm
still
happy.
remembers us.
Sorry, Amiko is?
Does she still remember us? She knows who we are, right?
Yes.
Alpha, you've been very, very quiet.
Whatever everyone thinks is best, Alpha's happy to go with it.
Has everyone washed the stink off themselves yet?
No.
I haven't done anything yet.
Well, maybe if the bathhouse is still open, then make use of the bathhouse.
While we're here, when in Rome.
Yeah, yes, it's not suspicious if you go and have a bath and to the bathhouse and actually have a bath, and then maybe arrange with Amiko to go to the inn and have a safe place to stay until a bit later in the day, when the sun starts coming out.
Okay.
So you
I
guys
think as
want
well.
to use the bathhouse? Do you
Yeah,
want to
apparently.
speak to Amiko and her companions at all?
I think that wouldn't be a bad idea to speak to them. Well, maybe Amiko. I don't know the companions. Rest of the team?
Yep.
I'm happy to do that.
So you want to chat to Amiko and the team. What do you guys want to say to them? Do you want to inform them that you found Akari? What's the plan here?
I believe
Oh.
the last we spoke, we said that we wouldn't say anything to them about finding Akari.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, like you don't know who would turn for that kind of money.
Akari.
So I mean, yeah, well, there you go then. So I don't know that saying that we found her would be the best choice. I do agree that we should bath and like sleep and then leave in the morning. The only thing is with the bathing and whatever, if this is a magic bath, the last thing you need is for some kind of magic to wash away the appearance, whatever magic is keeping up the appearance on Akari. And then for us to be stuck in the bathhouse with a whole bunch of people, just as a suggestion. I don't know how we could work around that.
I think it's a natural ability.
Yeah, it's
But that's a very good call.
That's a good concern to have. I'm just sending pictures of the other people that are there with Amiko, including Amiko as well.
Chandru and Koya. Okay, Koya's a Chandra, someone to do with Chandra, because she's got a star knife in her hand. And obviously, the last person would be
Has it
Amiko.
got something to do with who?
Desna. Sorry.
About to say.
Apologies.
Desna,
I mean
yes.
Desna. Desna, I mean Desna. My apologies.
So those are all the companions there with Amiko. Some of you have met some of them.
The guy looks like he could be Amiko's twin brother.
Technically, if you actually speak to him, he'll sound a lot like Gregor.
Like Gregor.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I want to speak to him.
Sure, go for it.
Are you going to share a bath?
Invite him.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just asking. But just a quick thing. The last time we were in the bathhouse, there were like individual rooms and things
Yeah.
with baths in them.
Yeah.
So
Communal bathhouse, I don't think.
so if the glamour or spell had to wear off, can you sort of fix it before you leave the cubicle or the room or the whatever you're in?
Possibly, yes. Do you
So-
ask Akari?
Yeah. Okay.
You-
Okay. Yeah, and I can't speak Sylvan to yeah, I can't speak Sylvan. I'd have to speak to her in common and whisper it, I suppose. But yeah, maybe if we sort of take the 3 bath stalls next to each other or whatever the case may be, then that's maybe an option. I don't know. I don't know how the rest of the team feels. How about that?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, let's first, before we start going into the bathhouse, is maybe just
Speak
talk
to
to the people,
Annika.
speak to people outside. Yeah. Would
Would
I have?
Andra-
I was there a few days before the rest of you. Would I know any of these people if I was spending time with Amiko for like a day or two before you guys got here? I was at the inn already.
You'd probably know Chandru and Koya as well. Shalelu, not as much.
So you would be the ideal person to speak to
I would
them.
have met them then.
Yes, you'd probably have shared stories about Virisha with Koya and Chandru.
Okay. Marisia, okay.
That one.
Okay, and I go, ah, Chandru, Koya, it is good to see you again. Amiko, as always, a pleasure. And who might you be? Whoops. Oh, there we go.
So Chandru kind of walks up and gives Gregor a hug. Koya just kind of looks at him, but for those of you, you don't have to be too perceptive. She seems very interested in Gregor.
He's wearing very Parisian, well, they're both wearing very Parisian type clothes, just FYI.
Amiko,
Parisian's natural people are gypsies, kind of gypsies, Roma gypsies, just FYI.
Amiko steps forward and says, "Oh, that's Shalelu. I believe some of you have met her." Kind of looking towards Oryn and Lillith.
Oryn is going to just nod at the rest of the group, walk up next to Gregor, kind of just hang around there.
Oh, taking property of your not fiance.
Yikes. No.
Ouch.
Oryn is just trying to stand between them.
Okay, cool. No issues. Lillith.
Away from Shalelu.
Okay, makes sense.
I'll just sort of hang to the periphery and nod my head at everybody and just observe for now.
Alpha.
Gregor will say to Shalelu, greetings. If any friends of Amiko is a friend of ours, he'll say with a very sort of suspect looking smile.
Alpha.
Alpha's just gonna look at everyone, not our group, but them,
Them.
and then kind of just give a respectful nod in like a half bow type of thing, and then he's gonna look at what has Akari changed into?
A tiefling.
A tiefling.
Yeah.
He's gonna kind of look at the tiefling a little bit longer than he does everyone else, but not say a single word.
Looking for something specifically?
No, just kind of looking, not something specific.
Not
Okay.
staring her down.
Not staring her down, no. But
We found Alpha's
noticeably,
type.
no. He does look at the tiefling noticeably 2-3 seconds longer than everyone else.
Do you still have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with like underworld things?
Definitely.
No, Google.
The tiefling kind of bows slightly, seeing Alpha take more note of them. And then she walks up to the front desk and asks specifically for a Tiangxi bath.
That's a red flag.
That was one of the ones that were offered the last time we were here. All the different herbal what
Herbal things,
things.
yeah. Before he goes to the thing, I must said Gore. Gregor said to them, Shalin, will you be staying? Would you like to? Am I pushing in front of you, or will you be leaving?
So Chandru and Koya both say, "Now we've already had our baths today. Thank you very much for asking, Gregor." And Amiko says, she says she might stay, where
Okay.
Shalelu says she doesn't have any business here. It sounds a bit more formal about it.
Okay. Gregor's gonna punch Chandru in the shoulder. You mean your first bath this week, eh?
As is tradition, he answers. Jokingly.
No. You must have the smell of the road on you. I know. But if no one else is going, I suppose it's time for me as well. I will. Do you have? You ask the innkeeper. Do you have anything more Varisian, something with a bit more spice? Don't be full body Slav in exterior. I'm a Varisian at heart.
The bathhouse owner nods. Says, "Of course we do."
Let me give that a try. Yeah. I will see you later. And he starts sort of undressing on his way there already.
Okay.
Winks at Shalelu as he kind of goes around the corner to wherever he's going.
Don't fall for
Winks
it,
at
Shalelu.
Shalelu. He winks at Shalelu.
Yes.
She hisses back at him.
He blows her a kiss and then goes into the room. When he blows her a kiss, he does have a look at Koya.
Okay.
Koya is a bit older.
Yes. For those of you that can speak Sylvan, you hear Shalelu say, "Stinky monkey," as she walks out.
Oof.
Would you like us to translate that for Gregor or just chuckle and book a bath?
Your choice.
Well, Gregor's kind of just about to head into the bath already. He didn't even notice. He just like blew her a kiss, looked at the thing, and then went into the room. Not really interested, just teasing her because she's seeing so businesslike.
Well, maybe I should say to Shalelu that you don't know the half of it. In Sylvan, of course. Try having you in your head and come speak to me again. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm just joking.
She kind of looks at you and says, "I've dealt with my fair share of stinky monkeys this time in common." So she answers you in common.
Ah, so she did not like the fact that I spoke Sylvan.
Mm-mm. She doesn't care that the rest of the people know what she said now.
Well, Oryn would have got that too.
Mm-hmm.
And would have gotten it in Sylvan as well. So either way.
Arn agrees.
Oren's actually just gonna laugh, like let out a surprised, unexpected laugh, but then kind of just like back to normal.
Okay. So Arn, Lilith, Alpha, what do you guys want to do? For those of you watching, you see that the tiefling hasn't gone in yet, even though she was the first one to order what kind of boss she'd like.
Okay. Um, I'll also ask for a bath. I can't recall what, but maybe ask for the same bath thing I had the last time I was here.
It was like yesterday.
No, it's been quite a while.
It's been more than a week because we went to the swamp. We were there for
Oh,
how
yeah,
long?
of course.
Hi,
Of course.
So the owner looks at you and says, First World one, right?
Here we go. Exactly. Please and thank you.
He winks and says, Of course. Please go through. Gives you a key. And then he also says, and for your friend, he'll need this. And then he gives you the key for Gregor.
Ah, yes, he sometimes forgets. I'll pass it over to him. I'm sure he's at the back there trying to find his way inside one of the cubicles.
Alright. Or Alpha.
Oren is going to just wave a hand, not very like enthusiastically, at the rest of the other group that was there. Just mumble off like, "Oh, it was a pleasure to meet you," and then she's gonna walk up to the guy at the front desk, but she's going to say to him, she wants water, hot, nothing else in it. Nothing fancy, no spells, no magic, just water, please.
He kind of looks at you and says, well, your tab's already been picked up by the Rusty Dragon owner, so you could get something else if you want to, but if that's what you want, it's fine.
What else does he have to offer? Because last time I said no to what he put in my bath, he did it anyway. In most cultures, that can be considered a bath-like drug. You know,
Wasn't it a good
it's
bath,
something
though?
in my bath.
Wasn't it a
Yeah.
good bath, though?
No, I said no. No is no. What happened to
Mhm.
consent in this game?
I mean, he said
Okay,
if you don't
yeah.
want anything else, it's fine. He's just giving
Yeah.
you the option to take something else if you want to.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't trust him necessarily. I'm good. I'll just take the plain bath. Maybe some soap, perhaps.
Goodness,
Unless that's
Would be helpful.
magical as well.
Tends to help.
He stands on and looks over the counter and says, and for your little one? Silas.
He can come with me. What that's
I'll
why I say
have
what
what he's
options are
having.
there?
Well, there's pretty much something from every region. And if you want something special, we can probably do that as well.
no pumpkin spice here, please.
Whatever Lady Oryn wants is what I want. Just nods his head.
You can put in some bubbles and something that smells nice. You know? That's I'll take that.
Like lotus and
Nothing
pears.
magic. Yeah, something like that. But with bubbles, so Silas can see what bubble bath is like.
Okay.
So it's like, he
The
looks
magical
very
experience.
excited. He looks like very excited and starts shaking his head. That sounds like fun. You know, you're always so kind to me. I really do care, Lady Oryn.
Oh,
The elf nods and says, sure thing, and then hands you a key.
Well, speaking of keys, by the time you get to Gregor, he's pretty much just got his pants and one boot on. Everything else is kind of over his one arm, and his other arm is cradling the body of Gourd. And he'll kind of like just point to the door with his head and go like, would you mind?
It's locked.
Yeah, I'll walk up behind him and say, excuse me, I think you forgot this at the front counter. So, before you take anything else off, just give me a minute. I'll unlock that door for you. No, the 2 ticks.
Most kind
Oryn
of
is
you.
also just going to cover Silas's eyes as we walk up and see that. Just put like her hands over where the carved out pumpkin is.
His little jack-o'-lantern face.
Yeah.
Alpha.
Alpha will walk up to the counter without saying a word, look very menacingly at the elf. And if you would allow me to roll intimidation.
Go for it.
First roll of the session.
Is Alpha wanting to do something Alpha-y again?
Mm-hmm.
Just intimidation.
Well, that's how it usually starts.
And what are you intimidating him for, though?
Yeah, the poor elf at the bathhouse.
Scare the living bejeebies out of him.
To do what?
For what purpose?
Just for fun.
Just for fun, yeah. Just scare him.
Okay.
Okay. The elf is sufficiently shaken. Kind of tries to take a key off, but like drops a couple. And then doesn't even pick them up. He just turns around and gets another one. Shakily hands it to Alpha and says, anyone. Anyone you like.
Did the steed follow Alpha into the bathhouse?
I got it.
Can the steed fit?
No.
No.
Damn it. Um,
So many questions.
well, Alpha's still like very tired.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever
Probably,
can
yes.
rejuvenate that.
Oh, clever.
Do you ask for that? Or
He actually played. He asks very menacingly.
Yeah, he's just gonna say tired.
Fix.
Yeah, fix.
the elf nods very quickly and says, take the one right at the back. We'll make it a coffee bath.
Caffeine scrub! Here we go.
Wow.
Does the alpha continue? As the elf gently asks him if he would do that, please.
In
Yeah.
Dragonlance, they call it Tarbine tea.
And then, Alpha, as you walk on, you see that the tiefling walks closer to Amiko. And then you hear them saying something, but it's again in a language you don't understand. And then Amiko laughs. And she answers, but she looks specifically at the tiefling's cloak that she's currently wearing.
Do I know in what language?
You've heard them speak this language before.
Where specifically? In
In the inn.
inn.
Yes.
Okay.
Society roll, maybe?
If you want to try.
There's
could.
no harm in trying.
Try and get a general idea. They'll probably give you a general idea of what they're talking about, not necessarily what they're saying.
Not really.
There is usually in this game a harm in trying.
Could very well be. They just seem happy to see each other. Whatever they said seems to have made them both feel a bit happier.
Is it only Alpha that notices that?
Yeah, as the last one who went in.
Cool.
Okay. So for you guys that want to go into the bath, is there anything specifically you want to do before going into the bath?
Nope.
That sounds like there should be something we must be doing.
Yeah.
I promise it's not a riddle, it's just a question.
Has no
Okay.
one else has gone into the coffee bath or the last room with Alpha, hey?
No.
Okay.
Each of you goes into a separate room. So everybody walks in. Alpha, you walk into a hot tub filled with coffee. Like literally black coffee.
I
It
don't
smells
know,
a lot like coffee everywhere, as you would imagine.
I don't know if bathing and coffee is going to do much for you, but okay. Unless you're going to drink the
then-
bath.
And then, like the others have seen before, a water elemental seems to form, but it seems to be infused with coffee. So a coffee elemental.
That's pretty neat.
Hmm.
And it gestures for you to please get into the bath.
Alpha will proceed.
With his armor on.
No.
Could have asked for an oil bath.
Rust is a thing.
Not with his armor on.
Right. So, Alpha, you get the benefits of... Okay, it's not going to do you guys much, but if you are going to not sleep now, you get the benefits of a short rest. So you would heal and stuff like that as well. From the bath, yes.
Would he need to heal? I don't think he's taking any damage. The only person taking damage is me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he gets the benefits of a short rest, so he feels less tired. Like you just had a 4-hour nap, pretty much.
That's something.
For the rest. Pretty much the same thing as last time. So you get the benefits of a short rest as well.
Okay,
And
cool.
the same for Gregor.
Cool.
Oryn. Exactly the same thing for you.
So it's the water that's magical, Oren, not the magic potions that they add to it, apparently.
The magic water elemental.
Yeah. That's fine.
I mean, you
Okay,
guys
that's
order
fine.
something, and then as you reach the rooms in the back, the bath is already kind of what you ordered. So there has to be something magic about this.
Truthsies.
And then everybody please roll a D100 percentage dice.
Jeez, I didn't know.
Don't know if I like this.
Oh,
Ouch.
that's
Okay.
bad.
Not necessarily bad.
Okay, I'll go next.
D1, okay.
You got them, sweetie?
Yep. I'll Alpha, do you want to go? And then I'll go last.
Okay.
73. Okay.
Nice.
Maybe not nice, depending on what this is.
Natural 20. No.
Water elemental sucks me down the drain.
Nah, nothing like that.
You find a shark in your bathtub.
Runners.
So, for Alpha and Gregor, right, your baths are closer to each other. And then you would hear the people getting into a bathhouse close to you guys.
Sorry, who do we hear?
2 people
Okay.
getting into a bath cubicle close to you
Together.
guys. Yes.
Okay.
Go wow wow.
Am I supposed to call for a perception check?
And then Alpha, because you are the closest, you would, in dice percentage rolls, you would hear them speaking the same language you did when Akari and Amiko were speaking earlier.
So if I put 1 and 1 together, it's probably Akari and Amiko. Maybe.
You could assume. You could assume.
No
Never
good.
assume.
In an investigation assumption skill.
Perception.
True story.
You can make a perception roll if you want to, yeah.
Ugh.
No, Gregor was enjoying the bath way too much.
Gregor's fallen asleep. He's been sleeping under the water.
Oh wow.
Good
There we
job.
go.
Alpha, you can clearly hear it's the same two people that were speaking earlier. So you can kind of hear of their voices. It's Amiko and the Tiefling. Doesn't sound like Akari necessarily.
Okay.
So whatever the disguise is on her, it even masks her voice.
So
If it is a disguise. I've been saying since the beginning. If it is a disguise.
that's a really cool trick.
So with that done, I take it everyone meets back outside, or well, in the reception area of the bathhouse.
Do you like clean your clothes while you're having a bath? Sorry, I forgot to ask last time.
Yeah, the elemental will if you ask the elemental to.
Okay, because it's going to be pointless if you put your same old stinky clothes on.
Well,
With
the point being, would it be dry in time?
water.
Water elemental.
I mean, if you walk in and you ask it to, then probably is.
Okay.
I
Just like
assume
power hosing down the full plate mail for Alpha.
I would assume that I would have asked her to please clean my bog water clothes.
Yeah, we would.
I'd assume that everybody did.
Yeah, just keep your. Gregor's going to kind of like tell them like the bags and the bandoliers and all that. You don't touch that. That you stay away from. That's my private stuff. Then he's going to ask, kind of as he gets out, you'll see Gregor kind of dressed, hair still wet, kind of drying himself off, trying to get water out of his ear. Like thinking, where is a barber? There is one available now, or do I need to wait? I feel it is time for a change. He looks at the tiefling, kind of very obviously looking the tiefling up and down when he says it's time for a change.
So you're asking everyone outside. You're not asking the water elemental. Just to get that clear.
No, the actual the owner.
The elf says, I could try for you, but there's no barber open at this hour, unfortunately.
But you do you know what you're doing?
Silas is quite good at cutting hair.
You bring me. Just bring me a razor. It's fine. Don't worry.
A razor,
And a scissor.
not
Okay.
the buzz cut, Gregor, please.
Are you going to shave your head?
The older elf walks back and then comes back with a scissor. It seems like more like for pruning, and a razor.
Straight razor.
Pruning shears. It will work
The-
wonders on your ears.
The razor is technically just a very sharp knife. It's
Okay.
not even a straight razor or anything. It's a very, very sharp knife that he brings for Gregor.
Yeah.
Would you need to roll something to see if you can do it well? Cut hair.
Performance check.
Yeah, or chop your
Perform-
own ear off.
Within performance, don't you think it would be a crafting?
No, performance check. Especially for
Okay.
doing this on yourself, because it would be performance for makeup and stuff as well. So
Okay, just to give it a try.
do a pretty good job,
Ah!
eh?
Huh.
Good job.
Huh.
What was that I didn't see?
24.
24.
Oh, that's good.
So we kind of get out of the box. I think Gregor was now clean shaven. He's cut off, he had the long ponytail, he's cut off his hair, so he's kind of like in a bob now. And he's kind of rubbing his face with he had the goatee, kind of rubbing it like, it's been so long since I felt the air on my face. It is interesting. Kind of brush his hair as well now. And the weight is also a lot lighter. Now I think I am more ready for going into the swamp again. You do notice as well that now that he's cut his hair and shaved off the goatee, the scars along his neck and his chin and are a lot more obvious, a lot more predominant than they were.
Okay. Alpha, what would you like to do? Start with the gentlemen and then we'll go to the ladies.
I mean, Alpha's ready to go to bed.
Roll a performance check. No.
Does Alpha walk out in his full plate mail again?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Where is the tiefling and everyone else at this point? Kind of just gathered, or
Well, at this
Gathered
moment,
back at the reception desk, pretty much.
I was just
believe.
going to ask, are they still in their rooms or is everyone back at the reception desk now? I was just about to ask that.
I'm going to say everyone's back, but if you want to do something before you reach that area again, you're welcome to say that now.
That's a no. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to ask. I was just going to ask, is it only me and Alpha that are out so far, or is everyone else out as well?
That's it. Pretty much everyone's out at this
Okay.
stage.
Alpha will, as he's walking out the path, when he walks past the tiefling, he'll put his hand on her shoulder. If she reacts to it, like looks up at him or whatever, he'll kind of just give a polite nod, and then he'll walk outside the bathhouse to the horse.
Alright, so as you do that, she turns to look at you, and you can see that the eye that's closest to you, for a split second, it looks like the Miyamoto symbol on it and jade, before it turns back to it's currently like a reddish shade. Looks like a normal pupil.
Does she acknowledge the nod?
She nods back politely.
Okay.
You do feel it tense up a bit, like the last time when you touched their shoulder to wake up, so. Right, so, Oryn, Lillith, anything you'd like to do?
Well, Oryn is first going to ask Silas what he thought of the bubble bath.
It was so bubbly. It was like floating on a cloud. Thank you, Lady Oryn. You introduced all these new things.
Did he make any of his own bubbles while he was in the bathtub?
That's rude.
Did he
I
store
also
some of the bubbles in his
Mouth?
hollow?
No. He did make like a
I
hairdo with them, though.
so, I do want to point out, I don't know if maybe I'm misreading this, but Alpha should know that this is Akari, the tiefling, just by the way.
Okay.
Because the last session that we had, I still said that we've got her through the rings.
The
Yeah.
prisoner. The prisoner
Yeah.
has been secured.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say prisoner. I said the goods.
Potato, potato.
um,
Mhm.
Oryn is also going to take a whip up to Alpha and kind of just stretch out her hand for now. She's kind of implying that she wants the ring.
The communication ring.
Yeah.
Rude, but okay. Alpha will give back the
Welcome to
ring.
my world.
Oh,
Rejected
world.
2 men
Yeah,
now.
you took it. Yeah, you put it on my finger and took it off yourself. I was like, okay, dude, what the hell? Put this on, no, take it off again.
Well, you know.
Just say.
Oh well,
Priorities.
live fast, die young. Yeah.
Lilith, is there anything you'd like to do? Or Oryn, are you done with that interaction? Is there something else you'd like to do still?
No, I'm done. Well, obviously, besides get dressed.
You
Yeah,
should
don't
be dressed
worry.
already.
Yeah, you got dressed before going to the reception.
I thought
believe.
rather let
Literally.
me just clarify before someone is like, well,
No. We all figured you were dressed until you put that in there.
okay. I'm just saying, gotta
Is
clarify
Gregor
everything.
dressed? He likes the nudist thing.
Oryn
Hey.
likes Gregor's nudist thing as well. I'm joking. I'm joking.
He did have pants and one boot on. Just saying. But last time he didn't. Last time
Shared a
you and I.
bath. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't share a bath. We were in separate baths
At the same time.
at the same time.
Well, we were all in baths, separate baths now.
No,
All together.
way before your time even.
Okay. Well, I'll just again just sort of observe the crowd and take a little minute to see how everybody interacts with each other.
Amiko and the tiefling are sticking pretty close to each other.
I take it means that we can trust Amiko then.
Can you really trust anyone?
This coming from Gregor.
Out.
Ask Oryn. Don't trust. Maybe not a good idea.
Yeah, don't ask Oryn right now.
That's why I say trust what you're telling me. Huh.
For Alpha, the Strider is just kind of standing outside, munching some grass, trying to blend in, look like a horse, even though it doesn't.
Alpha is going to, out of nowhere, think to the horse, and then, or just think to the horse, quickly say, on your feet, and then quickly give the command to run. As in, do his fancy first world.
Shapeshifting.
Yes. He'll do that the amount of times he needs to train the Strider.
The Strider is gone and back. He's slightly closer to Alpha.
And some dude walking along the street goes, "Dude, I'm so much drunker than I thought I was."
Right. Does anybody else inside the bathhouse want to do anything?
I think we need to go and sleep now.
Yes. Probably all follow Amiko
I'm
to
not
in.
feeling so bad, but I do think we need to rest, and then maybe in 3 or 4 hours we head out.
Sounds like a plan. Hopefully Alpha will be able to be roused in 3 to 4 hours.
This is
No.
like, we've been here for like almost a week, and I think that if I'm not mistaken, this is either only the first or maybe the second night that we're actually staying in the inn that we've been paying for.
True.
It's a valid
True.
point. That's a very valid point.
Hope that we get like a discount for that.
Really amazing food. One of the two.
Are we heading
Well,
back to
actually, Oryn's not paying, so it's okay.
Are we heading back to the inn? The Rusty Dragon?
I'm
It's
happy with that.
me.
As we kind of head out, the door, Gregor's going to like shake his head like a dog. And Fred thinking of it, it feels so free, and like shake his head again at the head, kind of totally oblivious to the rest of you getting wet.
Right, so everybody is going back to the Rusty Dragon Inn, correct?
Correct.
Mhm.
Cool. So you guys make your way back to the Rusty Dragon. Sorry, cat's just walking over me here on this side. My apologies.
As you get closer, I'll take first watch. Obviously, he says that in Sylvan.
Wait, say again, who says that?
Silas.
Silas.
Oh, Silas is going to take first watch.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
He
Lilith
looks
will
very,
Good.
very serious when he says that.
Oryn is going to kind of put her hand on his head and be like, you know, sweetie, I don't think that we need to take watch tonight, but it's so brave of you to volunteer.
So I was going to say it's so freaky. As I was clicking to remove Gourd, so you did. Gonna kind of pull his hood up over his head and gotta kind of get a long lip and go, "Are you sure?"
He's just going to nod and say, let's save the first watch for somewhere where we really need it. I'm assuming we don't need first watch while we're sleeping now.
No, you would not.
All right.
With you.
Yeah.
He says ominously.
Yeah. He's just going to say you should save your strength for tomorrow. It's going to be a big day.
Why? What's happening tomorrow?
It's a surprise. You'll find out tomorrow.
see it every
Okay.
parent at some point in their life.
Yeah. Just go to bed.
Okay, I trust you.
Are we going in?
I believe so.
We still need to divvy the loot, eh?
Well, I was thinking.
Oh wow. Okay.
No. Not divvy the loot. My point being more, pretty much all of our possessions and loot are sitting on Alpha's horse, which can plane shift.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting that out there with Alpha on it. Now, I'm not saying not to trust Alpha. I'm just saying,
Really, Gregor, that's where you want to go?
Your
just
loot
putting it
might
out
be
there.
gone in the morning. And the horse, and Alpha. And you'll probably have a hard time catching up on him because he's on a horse.
Very hard time.
Especially if he's jumped planes. That would be pretty near impossible to achieve.
What is your horse's speed?
I can
Like
check.
Good
movement?
I think it's like 180 or something ridiculous like that it would be.
60 feet, I believe.
60 only. Oh, okay, it's not too bad.
60 feet.
40?
Okay, I can do half that.
Okay, but here's the problem. You can do half that, but you can go, poof, I'm in the first world. Poof, I'm in the elemental planes.
But see, if I sneak up on him, he won't be able to.
Fair enough. If Alpha decided to run with the horse and you catch up and you end up killing Alpha, the horse can still go into the first world or the abyss or wherever. Then you'll never find him.
True
I
story.
didn't say I'm gonna
that-
kill Alpha. You're jumping the gun here.
Everyone is shaming me, but it seems like Alpha's been thinking about this.
Maybe Alpha remembered to check how much loot was in that red carved chest.
Just for interest's sake, how much gold do we have?
Can I tell you
Not
what?
enough.
Can I tell you what we put into that red chest?
Yes,
Because I've
please.
got it on my notes.
There's
So that carved red chest is worth 80 gold. Let's start there. Then there's 6 masterwork shuriken, tengu tengu carvings on it. Those are worth 320. Sorry, I don't know what they're worth. My apologies. Then we've got 329 silver, 144 gold, a hairpin that's worth 100 gold. The fan is worth 50 gold. Bidi.
Master of
Some
Exchange.
patterns as well.
6 short swords, wakizashi, 2 longbows, 2 rusted scale mail, samurai armor, and here it is, 25 platinum pieces.
Make it
26.
26. Make it 26, and I'll
Okay.
remove the one from mine.
Should I put it up to
Yeah,
26?
put it on 26 because last time when you weren't here, that's why I said I'll take it because you weren't here to do that.
So 26 platinum pieces.
And a Master of Exchange shirt.
Yes, and a master. I said here rusted scale mail samurai
you go.
armor.
Yeah,
Is
but
There we go.
there's a Master of Exchange shirt there as well. That's
Oh,
one that you found at the
I
Goblins.
missed it. I apologize. A masterwork chain shirt. Yes.
26 platinum.
As-
It's going to be a while before Alpha is going to make a duck. He needs a lot more than that.
Yeah. What was it? 275 plat minimum, I
Closer
think.
to 350-ish with the markups
It's
on
going to
those.
be a while. Okay, no, it's okay, guys. At least
mean-
another 2 weeks before Alpha's going to decide about it.
The chest that he has now is a pretty good starting point. He could disappear at any second.
Jeepers, that's a pretty serious chest of loot right there. And we've still got some places to go and explore in the swamp.
How much gold is 1 plat? It's 100.
Yes.
Mhm.
So all in all, with the plat alone, everyone will get about 520 gold.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my calculation.
That's
as
just
well.
with the plat. So that's not with the
Yeah.
gold or any of the other loot,
Yeah, that's my
Right.
calculation as well.
which is actually really good because I can get maybe 2 runes.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
And then you all have your own personal, because I see I've still got my own personal, okay, not very much, gold, silver, and copper left as well.
Money is tearing this group apart.
All about the money.
As the doors close behind you guys, you see
Mhm.
the tiefling look around and then change into Akari.
Well, there you go, Idaho.
Is Akari at this point still pretty stressed and all of that?
Make a perception roll.
Just Alpha or all of us?
Anybody who wants to see.
Okay. I'll
Nothing.
also
Oh, what the hell?
I'll
Alpha
roll
sees
too.
nothing.
Oh.
Alpha, in fact, Alpha doesn't even see Akari.
Yeah, Alpha walks in and he's already asleep. Like all the way there, he doesn't
How
even
much
know
for
where he
a
is right
coffee
now.
bath?
20.
I'm also gonna roll. Just give me a seckie.
18, yeah, okay, cool.
Hello, Kitty.
Orange is gonna walk past and like throw her hands up and be like, "Well, I guess Stealth's out the window."
16.
Wow, Gregor's haircut has made him more perceptive.
Good job. Good job.
Cut away any distractions. He can see now that the hair is not in his face.
Nope,
Oh,
none of you
nice.
noticed that she's
Wow.
stressed at all.
Did she change in the like main room just when we walked inside the inn?
Yes.
With
So
like swishity swish swish and
companions all-
voila.
So the companions, Amiko's companions can see Akari now too.
Yes. But it is pretty much no one else is still here. They're probably upstairs sleeping. So it's you guys and the companions that you met a little earlier.
So obviously Akari feels safe around these people.
Yes.
Gregor's gonna say, nice trick. Akari.
Thank you, Gregor.
Oops.
And he'll go and sit down at a table and open up his notebook. And again, you'll see him start, and then he's going to take out some of his tools, and you'll see him adjusting them slightly, like a little brush, and taking a little thing and wrapping a little rag around it, and actually take time to clean the pepper box. Now that he's learned all of the stuff there while he was in the library. And it's
Is
kind of
he taking Gore out as well, or just
No.
keeping him in a satchel?
No, goes in there. He's just viciously jotting down everything he learned and everything all the ideas he had and all the diagrams he got while he was studying in the library. And also now that he learned how to clean a gun, he's cleaning the gun as well. Learned that you have to clean it, you can't just use it as you'd like, and how to clean it. And that'll take him an hour or two to get everything down that he wanted. Completely zones out, doesn't hear, doesn't see.
Okay, you can take it. Oryn and Silas are going to a different room.
Yeah, we're gonna go chill in this room. I'm assuming there's a fire going, like, in this thing. I'm assuming it's a fireplace.
Yeah, you can light it if you want to. There's no fire
All right.
currently burning there. It's nobody's been there for a while.
Arn will light it. I cast fireball.
Drop Oren, you blow a hole in the side of the building. No, just a
Nicole.
joke.
Well, I mean, I do actually have Burning Hands set as a spell, so I could actually just light it quick.
You could.
There's no issue at all. There's also like a tinder box right there. So it's like
Yeah,
a match
that's
fixture.
boring. That's boring.
Silas
Cool,
gonna
cool.
take a step back and go like, I'm not a big fan of fire.
Arn is gonna say, "Don't worry, it can't hurt you from all the way over there. It's just gonna make sure that we stay nice and warm tonight."
Okay. I learned the hard way, fire and plants don't mix.
Arn's gonna give a bit of a confused look, and he's gonna say, "Did something happen? Did you go into Gregor's bag again?"
That's a story for another time.
Gregor's back? Or what happened with
The
Silas?
fire. When we all
Good.
sit
Okay,
around
we're
again,
good.
when we all sit around and talk, now that I can understand you, when we all sit around and talk, maybe I'll share my story like you've been doing.
Arn is going to kiss the top of his head and say, "All right, well, whenever you're ready."
I think that'll be fun. It seems to bring you closer together. And I'll be one of the team.
Oh, you're already one of the team.
He's gonna like snuggle up to you and kind of before long you'll hear him like that. The kind of noise he makes when he's sleeping.
Arn is probably going to, while he's falling asleep, start humming like one of the old tunes, like lullabies that you'd hear in a village.
Cool.
Not one of the scary ones.
What a
No,
special moment.
Lillith, Alpha.
I think I'll retire and for the evening, I assume. Let me move my. Ooh, hold on. Sorry, I almost drew something on here. I assume this is like bedrooms there.
Or are we
For
in a
the
communal
start.
bedroom? Or
It's upstairs.
upstairs? I was going to say our bedroom's upstairs as far as I know. Bless you.
Beds
you.
on the side there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's for
not
the
our bedroom.
staff. For the staff, the people that
For
work
the
there.
staff. Okay, well then whichever way is upstairs, I'll be retiring. Sorry, let me put myself back. I'll also go upstairs and wish you all a good night.
There you go.
Alpha, anything in your sleepwalking state?
With whoever's still around Akari, Alpha's gonna use healing hands. And then after he's used it, not for
Is he
healing,
using it on?
specifically
Hold on.
Akari.
Okay. So he
No.
wants to touch Akari
Yes.
with the guise of using healing hands.
What? Hold up.
While pretending to use healing hands, you're feeling up Akari. That's what I heard.
No.
Hashtag Alfari is finally happening.
He's using healing hands. The same
Oh,
way.
Sorry, it works.
The
So
same.
as
Yeah.
Alpha walks closer to try and do that, Akari says, "I'm not wounded, but thank you for the thought."
Not as healing, but the same way he did for Oryn to calm her down when Silas got hurt.
Okay. Okay. It's an emotional thing. Okay.
It's cool.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I take it back. Alkari. How did you say that again, Oryn? Alkari.
Alfari.
Alfari.
Alfar. Yeah, Alfari or a Kalfa.
No.
The ship
Alfari
names are
works
coming.
Alfari works better.
Alfar. I thought so. Listen, we could have been Gregorin.
I was just thinking that as you said that struck my that kind of, yep.
I'm
That
just saying.
Extremely exotic.
And we had this conversation not too long ago. We came up with ship names for everybody in the group.
Oh wow, okay. Oh
So-
yeah.
If it was Oryn and Gregor, it would be Oryn or as well.
Nah. Gregorian works better. I also would have gone with Gregorian.
I'm just joking. Guys. Alpha,
Yes.
right? As you calm Akari's nervousness, you feel a level of unease similar to the one you had when your parents passed away.
That's rough.
That's feedback from her.
Okay.
Cool. That's what happens.
After Alpha has felt that and used lay on hands, he'll look at Akari and say, rest now. We need to leave at dawn. And then he'll look out towards the door outside to where the horse is and say, split the spoils. Take what we can. The rest we'll barter or stash. And then he'll head off to his room.
You know, Gore and Silas is gorillas. Sorry. That's where my mind went.
I'm honest to goodness, I sometimes do wonder.
Is there anything
So
else?
wrong, but it works.
Is there anything else that the rest of the team would like to do before we head into the next day?
Is
No.
Akari also, is she going to be talking to any of the other people or anything like that? Or is she
Bring the
just...
summon back, which apparently yes.
Okay.
He's going to bring the summon back, but if you guys
Someone
want
would
to
have seen
speak
so
to her, you can still.
No, Gregor's
before
again.
hitting next door.
Gregor's absorbed in his studies, and then he's going to head upstairs into his room, do the prep he has to do daily on Gore's body to get him
Animated again.
reanimated, yeah. And then sleep for the last hour or two before we have to go again.
Anybody else want to do anything? Is that it?
That's it for me.
Are you going upstairs or are you going to pass out on the couch?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't sleep, so we'll probably just
Okay, also
chill on
true.
the couch,
Also true.
meditating-ish.
Okay,
So,
also true. Also true. With Gore kind of a low kind of
Or
I mean not Gore. Yeah, I keep saying
Silas.
Gore. With Silas kind of making the slight sound he makes when he sleeps. Curling up again in a ball, he kind of makes like a nest with his body and his head kind of resting on top of it.
So Oryn would most likely notice the summoning happening in the room next to theirs. Like hear the chant and whatever from next door.
okay.
And then, is there anything you'd like to specifically listen for or try and discern?
I don't know that I can, to be honest. If it's in some other language, I've only got Common, Druidic, Elven, and Sylvan, so I wouldn't be able to understand.
Could still roll perception.
Or what about occultism?
That could
Religion?
work as well.
Depending what it
Depending
is.
on if you want to hear what they're saying, perception. If you want to try and figure out what
It's
the
happening.
ritual is, it'll be occultism or religion.
I'll do a religion roll.
Okay.
Or no, I'll do a perception. Can I do both?
Sure, go for
Or-
it.
No, if you want to do two different things.
Yeah.
If you
Okay,
succeed
here-
on the first one, I'll allow the second one.
Cool.
Okay. Here's perception.
Hmm,
Okay,
look at
well.
you.
Do I need to roll for the second one?
You can. That was a success.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the religion.
Look at you.
Okay. Very nice.
Just
So
winning.
you can clearly make out that the language that is being spoken, it is a mixture. There's a few common words here and there. There's a few words you don't know which is from, but it sounds very coarse on the ear, like something that almost doesn't sound human, the sound that it makes. And then you also hear that there's multiple times that the word Andariel gets said.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, obviously Oryn won't know what that means right now.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead to the next morning with everyone, if that's okay.
All good.
Pop the tiefling back in here.
I thought you were going to use that one.
I mean, she did get a close look at that specific one, so. Anyway, so everybody makes their way back downstairs, except for
That's the tiefling that made a pass
Oryn.
at Andariel, for those who don't remember.
Except for Oryn and Akari, who stayed downstairs. So the rest of you come downstairs and you see that there's a few patrons around already, other people that were at the inn. Amika's busy working. The companions are at it seems like their usual table as you come down the stairs. What would you guys like to do?
Gregor's going to say to the companions, do you have homes to go to?
Chandra looks at
Every
you and
time
says,
I'm here, you're here.
Chandra looks at you and says, well, this is our home.
Well, that must be nice.
It gets busy sometimes.
I am sure.
And then Koya looks at you and says, next time will you tell us more stories of our home?
I go, well, that depends. They're not really from, they would be from Varisia. Varisia is a big place.
They specifically like the stories you tell about your home. And she called it your home, like you and her.
Okay, not. I'm assuming they don't mean Ostlovik.
Maybe, maybe not. It's up to your interpretation.
You'll also all notice kind of as he's taken to like flicking his hair now that he's got this shorter hair instead of his hair in a long ponytail. And rubbing his chin now that he doesn't have a beard anymore. Oh, maybe another time. Now I just think I want some breakfast and then we need to be off, unfortunately. We have places to be. Rain check.
Koya nods with a smile. Alpha, Lillith.
Sorry, I just looked in Discord.
I think we all looked at Discord right then.
Okay. I think I'll just go downstairs and look around to see if I see any of the rest of the team, and then just stretch a little bit and just again stick not to the shadows, but just not engaging with anyone, but also not being rude. Just again observing a little or a lot.
Emulating Shillelagh. Okay. Cool. Alpha.
Is anyone eating?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people eating in the. I'm not gonna put in like a bunch of tokens, but there's a bunch of people eating at the, like eating breakfast now at the inn.
Alpha's going to go get a hearty meal.
Okay.
Oh, now that he's recovered, he's from being dead tired. Good call. I'll join Alpha and get some food.
Is there anything specifically that you'd like to ask for, Alpha? Just a hearty meal, or are you looking for some specific food?
A lot of meat and bread. Bread with honey.
Meat and bread. And honey.
Yes.
So honey glazed meat and bread.
Yes.
No. Okay. I was going to say plain honey would be fine as well to put on the bread, just saying.
He'll
Yeah,
dip
cool.
the bread in the meat, it's okay.
Okay. Okay.
So Amiko nods as you request that, and she says, just give me about 3 minutes. Anything for you?
It's a very red steak.
It's not a steak.
I'm just saying, okay. And then Lillith, you'd be next, unless Alpha wants something more.
No?
I'll have the vegetables that Alpha's not eating. I actually would like some vegetables, and if you've got some mushrooms, I actually really like mushrooms, also with some bread, and maybe something hot to drink with that, please.
Okay. She nods and then she says, mushrooms from the first world. I'm just kidding. I know they're alive.
That's a
Yes.
dark joke.
That got dark.
Very dark, yes.
Can Alpha hear that? Will Alpha be able to hear that?
Yeah.
You'll just see his head like immediately poke up and look at Lillith.
Yeah, I know. Ha ha ha. I'll just do like a really awkward, really uncomfortable little. Yeah, no, please, not the sentient ones.
And then she looks at Gregor. Vegetables and cheese. Platter?
No, I'll have some oats today with cheese, but some oats.
Oats. Okay.
That was
Well,
a note
then-
of my wife, in case anyone's wondering. She actually eats that.
Yeah.
This
She's in
is-
her jungle oats. Anyway, she kind of turns around, then she sees Oryn and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I get you?"
Oryn is just gonna say that she'll have whatever's going. A little bit of everything.
Okay. Some meat, some oats, and some veggies. cheese.
Amiko's
Yeah.
eyes widen. a bit, and
Maybe
she's
skip the oats.
So Amiko like widens her eyes a bit, and she's like, a little bit of everything. And then she looks around at the rest of the inn, where there's pretty much people at every table.
All right. Some meat and cheese, like a little charcuterie board vibe.
Oh, nice.
Some fruit, some
Cool.
veggies, little bit of. That's why I say a little bit of our group's everything, not the whole restaurant.
Tapas.
And then oats as well.
No.
No oats. No oats.
Oats one part of tapas.
Okay. Cool. So you guys see her
Little
walk
snack
off
plates.
into the back. And
Silas is
one
gonna.
of the other workers comes out to tend to the bar area.
Okay. Silas is gonna say, Lady Oryn, I need some fresh air and some sun, and I'll be back. He kind of heads outside. Just going kind of stand in the sun, and you'll see his kind of where his feet would be kind of growing roots down and just standing there for a while in the sun, looking up, his feet kind of in the ground. And Gregor will just
Oryn's
kind of
just gonna.
eyeball Alpha as he's eating the meat and just kind of shake his head, eating his oats.
No, you don't have your food yet, but
Okay, I'll put you got it already. Okay, never mind.
Don't forget the cheese and the oats. It's delicious.
Whatever. Sorry, Oryn.
I think we need to come back to that at a later point. The cheese and the oats thing. We need to maybe
There's a story in that.
like.
That's science fiction gameplay imitating real life here. Just FYI.
There's a story in that, but we'll get to that later.
so, quick, long story short on that one. My mom really eats grated cheese in her jungle oats.
Yeah, I heard that. I was hoping I was wrong.
No,
No,
not.
It's delicious. I promise you, I love it.
And when Christopher was in school, if it was a school holiday, we would have 4 to 6 other kids here every school holiday, pretty much the whole school holidays. Not the same 4 to 6 kids, but rotating 4 to 6 kids permanently in our house.
and whenever breakfast was jungle oats and they saw my mom eating it, they were not hungry anymore.
I told them they didn't need to put cheese in their oats.
Do you put milk in?
No,
No.
Like, how do you cook your oats?
no,
I'm
normal
sorry,
cooked,
this is
normal
like
cooked oats.
messed me up.
Normal
You
cooked
cook
oats.
normal cook. You just cook the oats
Normal
and then you put grated cheese in it and mix it through.
Like
Other
like
people would put in butter and sugar and stuff.
My mom does put in butter and
Yeah.
sugar as well. No, don't. Okay.
No.
Like, yeah, just normal cooked oats. We don't need ours with milk. Just I'll have cinnamon and sugar on mine or whatever. She has grated
Yeah.
cheese on top of her oats.
Okay. See, cinnamon and sugar I can get behind. That's good. The cheese though, I'm struggling with the concept of the texture because that is just like overcooked mac and cheese, but with like wheat bix.
Well, that's a valid point.
If I could
Really?
if I could have cereal with cheese, I probably would. I've never tried it. I
Me
love
neither.
cheese.
Okay. I wasn't gonna judge you for the oats thing because I was like, I don't want to judge people for like what is that
Cereal judge,
saying?
though.
Don't yuck, you're young. But the the cereal is pushing it like Fruit Loops. See?
No, I'm just
No.
joking about the cereal, but yeah, for real.
Okay.
Sorry, we
Cocoa
digress.
pops and cheese.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We have
It's actually a thing. The savory like oatmeal is actually quite popular. apparently. So
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
See, I'm ahead of my time, people. Oh,
They don't
Actually,
usually put cheese though. It's usually
Yeah.
like soy sauce and mushrooms and veggies and maybe a bit of bacon chopped up.
Okay, I'd go with cheese about that, but okay.
really get into that. That sounds like a really cool idea. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm like, seriously, I think I'll try that.
I actually have a
It's like I don't
manager.
know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you go.
No, go ahead. Finish. I'll go after you. It's not drastic.
You guys, I don't know if you guys have seen Mulan.
Mm.
There's like a scene
Yeah.
where she's eating the porridge, but it's like savory porridge. So I'd obviously it's not like oats, but a lot of people make like a savory kind of.
Okay.
They eat their porridges savory. Like
Okay.
I can't remember. I knew someone once that also they would eat like their, you know, like the maize meal. It's like I don't know what it's called now, but it's not like
Creamy meal or tasty wheat, one of those.
Multimela?
yes. That one. No, not
Mhm.
Maltabella. Don't mess
Yeah.
with Maltabella. That you have to have with butter and a ton of sugar, brown sugar. That's the
Tasty
only
wheat
way to eat
probably.
Brown
Maltabella.
sugar. There we go. We only
Yeah,
use brown sugar in our house.
yeah,
So brown sugar.
yeah.
Okay.
Brown sugar and butter on taste. Maltabella is so good. That's besides the point. But the yeah, it's like tasty wheat basically. And but they would eat it with like with no sugar and like with salt. And I think it could have been my dad or his dad's dad. He would put like biltong powder on it.
Well,
Okay.
interesting story. I eat tasty wheat or creamy meal with grated cheese as well.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah, I was going to say I have a manager who believes we eat a lot of spicy food in our house. We like chilies. I have a manager who is convinced that I even eat my cereal with cheese in it.
Okay. Your cereal with chilies in it.
He's convinced. I don't, but he's convinced I do. Because every time we talk about food, it's chili food. And it's like, dude, I'm sure you eat like chilies in everything, including your cereal.
Good. Well, I mean, it's
Hey,
with the
chili
cheese
chocolate.
thing, I don't know.
Sorry, DM. Back to the story.
No, good. It's good. Take your time. You guys done though?
Yeah, sorry. That took me like
Sorry,
I had to ask.
your strange parental units just completely threw your storytelling off here.
All good.
Yeah.
All good.
Not parental units. Parental unit singular.
So, Alpha, you get like a honey glazed ham with
A
a
whole ham.
freshly baked, yeah, bread
Wow.
on a plate that she puts down in front of you. And then for Lilith, you get like a roast veggie, but there's mushrooms and stuff in it as well. And then there's some cheese in it, but it's not melted cheese. Maybe it looks a bit more like halloumi, technically.
Ooh. Yes, I like it.
And then for Gregor, you get a bowl of oats with cheese on the side, not in it yet. And then for Oryn,
Can we make it blue cheese just to gross my son out?
You that's not okay.
see. Oryn, you get a bigger plate. Looks like a mini platter. It's got some slices of ham on it that have been roasted a bit. You get a
Salami.
decent chunk of bread. You get some halloumi as well. And then there are a selection of other cold meats as well on the other side of the bread. She puts the plates down in front of you guys. Please enjoy.
Thank you, I do. Chucking the
Thank you.
cheese in and mixing it up until it's all stringy, and you lift up the oats, it leaves like cheesy strings behind it. As all of you are going like, "Ugh," my wife's going, "Oh, yummy."
I've seen it
Fabulous
before,
came
so
out
it's
in
fine.
your voice there for a second.
I've seen it before in real life, so it doesn't really bug me. Hey?
And no one's seen Andariel or
Akari.
Akari so far.
No.
Okay.
Any breakfast conversation you guys would like to have at this stage?
Well, maybe check with Amiko. How's the neighborhood going? Have we had some extra guests appear? Should we be a little wary when we leave the inn? Any news that is there any news that has come in?
She looks at you and then she says, well, the ships that are coming in should arrive a little bit later, but since you guys went to sleep, nothing really has changed. So no additional guests.
Awesome. Sounds.
Gregor's going to look around and say, where is Akari that I can tell her I told you so?
You should keep your trap shut. We're not meant to be mentioning the whole thing is full
Did you just
Stop.
loudly say Akari?
Not loudly.
Okay. Just asking. Just checking. Remember, the tavern is full of people, and wow.
Okay, what just happened there?
There we go. That's better. Tavern is full of people, and you did hear that there was a reward going around, and people getting like pearls and stuff to find Akari.
Mhm.
Cool. Amika just kind of looks at you, and she's like, "Good question. Everybody's looking for a certain someone."
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Alpha, Oryn. Alpha stuffing his face right now.
Yep.
Oryn is
He's
like
taking his helmet off, though.
Obviously.
Okay.
and just trying to stuff it through the little gaps in the armor.
Oryn.
Imagine how delightful that honey glazed meat sauces would become if he had to try and eat it, keeping his helmet on.
That's true. That's very true. I can imagine though he'd probably save it for later while he's adventuring. He could just lick off some of the excess on the helmet. But of course.
Fair point. Oryn, is there anything that you'd like to do?
Oryn is going to heavily side eye Gregor eating this cheesy porridge. And she's going to reach out her hand and kind of tug on one of the strands of his hair and just say, it suits you. Why the change?
I wiping kind of a few strands of cheese from his mouth. I felt it was time for a change. It is seasonal, I think, is the best way to put it.
All right.
They say a change is as good as a holiday. I don't believe it, but they say it.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
How is your, and he's going to like use his spoon to like point at you. How is your meat selection?
Oryn is going to nod her head and think about it for a bit, and she's going to say, "It's good. How is your?" And she's going to point at his. And she's going to think for a while and say, "Concoction."
Concoction. Wow.
You kind of reach behind the bar and grab another spoon and take like a big spoonful and hand it across. Goes, you are welcome to help yourself. Holding out the spoon to you.
Oryn will take the spoon and she'll say, "Thank you," and she's just gonna put it down. She'll be like, maybe no. Let me finish mine first. You're welcome, to have some yourself? Well, actually, no. She's gonna say she'll take the spoon and she'll be like, "Fine, as long as you have a bite of mine, I'll have a bite of yours."
I
And look,
Well played.
that is
kind
fine.
of like raise her eye.
That is fine, and he'll take a piece of bread and eat a piece of bread and then just grin and eyeball you.
Oryn is going to break off a piece of the cheese. I'm assuming there's maybe even just a crumb of the cheese that's left on the side of the bowl. And she'll break off a piece of that and eat it. And just smile at him. And she's going to say, delicious.
And with that, Silas will come kind of walking in, humming away, almost kind of skipping. And looking very vibrant. It almost looks like he's glowing. His wings and his head, and the glow from his eyes and his mouth seems a little bit, even though that seems a little bit brighter than usual.
Did you
Oryn is
say
going
his
to pull up
wings?
a... I also heard wings.
Did you say his wings?
No, his leaves look.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm pretty sure I heard you say wings. That's why I was like, what?
Mm,
When did Silas get wings?
he just seems to be kind of very chipper
Don't worry, I
and
also heard...
fully powered.
Yeah, I also heard wings, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Oryn is also just going to hold out her arms to him as he's running up to kind of like lift him onto her lap to
Cool.
sit there with them. She also is going to ask Gregor, she's going to say, how's Gourd doing? Any luck on the repairing, I suppose is the right term?
It will be another day or two before he is awakened.
Is there anything that I can do to help?
That is very kind, but no, it just takes time for the alchemy to work its magic on him, so to speak. And with that, Silas will pick up
see.
the spoon with the thing on it and put it in his mouth and take a mouthful and kind of chew very loudly and because his face is kind of like he's not quite sure if he likes it or not.
Okay.
The spoon of oats you gave Oryn.
That one. Gregor will just smile at him and say, "See, it is good." And Silas will just kind of nod his head like, "Mm-hmm."
You say so.
Let's call everybody, just
Hmm?
out of curiosity. Because the only person I think he's actually spoken to is and directly addressed me.
He's spoken to me too.
I've
What does
spoken
he
to
call
Akari
you?
as well.
No, but
Yes,
thank
I
you.
can't remember. Did he directly address you guys?
No, he's never gone by their name. He has
Yeah,
spoken to
that's what
them.
I'm asking. Oh no,
He-
I know he's spoken to almost everybody,
No,
but
he's never
I mean directly addressed.
he's only called you by name. No one else.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. So are we going with like Uncle Alpha and Auntie Lillith, or what's the situation with that?
He hasn't decided yet. He hasn't mentioned anyone by name.
Cool,
Did call
cool.
Akari lady thank you last time when she
Yeah.
Oh
they
yes,
were
she
teaching
did.
him
He
thank you.
did, yeah.
And then
Yes,
there's the
I
creepy
remember.
one.
The
Good.
creepy one is Gregor.
The
Huh?
creepy one and his creepy sidekick.
Yeah, Gregor.
So, question for you guys when you leave. Are you going to try and sell the goods here in Sandpoint? Or are you going to take them with you?
Well, I think the rusty armor we could try and get rid of it. Not much we can do with that.
We need to hang on to the fan's got the map on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fan we need. There was no thing about the fan.
That we definitely need to hang on to. Are we gonna try And for things now that we're trying to sneak out of the city.
I would say we need to get supplies. I would agree with you. Now would probably be the best time to get supplies because things are going to get. If they're looking more drastically, things are going to get more difficult as time goes on, unless they give up looking.
Oryn, Alpha?
I don't know if anyone wants anything.
I don't mind. I do have some things that I need to sell at some point as well.
Let me check my inventory.
So
I haven't checked my inventory in ages.
yeah. So that's why I say so. I don't mind whatever if we sell it now, if we sell it later. Maybe if we hold on to it, we can do like another shopping session at some point. Maybe in another town. I know some of us wanted to get some touch-ups on the tattoos. Some of us wanted to get stuff for the weapons.
Well, if Alpha is concerned about the steed carrying the chest around with him, could we not then maybe think of leaving that, taking the actual physical money out, and then leaving the chest with the stuff in it, other than the fan that's got the map on it with Amico at the inn?
It's a mood of a lot of treasure to carry around. Just to put that out there as well.
I think 200 gold's a lot of coin.
Yeah, and 329 silver and 26 platinum, and
It's gonna definitely weigh down your pockets, and
yeah.
that'd probably make you a target for pickpocketing.
Should we leave it maybe
Too
if
soon.
should should we maybe ask Amico if she can keep it for us? Keep it sort of keep the inn
That's
in
not a
safe.
bad idea. That's not a bad
Then
idea.
the steed won't be burdened with it either. Just a suggestion.
I quite like that idea. Someone we can hopefully trust. I don't trust banks, so hopefully someone we can trust. That's a good idea.
We'd need to have to come back though.
Ah, also a
So
valid point.
if we are gone for 2-3 weeks, no, there's nothing to say that there won't be more of Akari's friends looking for
Also a
her.
valid point.
Would Akari necessarily have to come into the city with us when we come and do what we need to do?
Not specifically. I don't think she would need to.
Just again, putting it out there.
Are you asking the DM or are you asking the rest of the team?
I'm asking
Sorry?
the team. I'm asking the team.
DM, I'd actually like to ask something.
Go for it.
We have heard rumors of war, hey, when we were at the last city,
Magnamar.
Magnamar.
Magnamar and in the boat trip to Sandpoint. The
Yeah.
people on the ship spoke about it as well, quite a bit.
So would we know the implications of, for instance, let's say loot, like the hairpin or whatever the case is, keeping that and not selling it, what the implications of it would be trying to sell it at a later point?
You'd probably get more gold for it later because people aren't going to spend that kind of money on jewelry and stuff now.
So we'd get more
Now
for it
it's
at a
more
later
about-
point.
Now it's
Okay.
more about buying either supplies if you want to hunker down,
Okay.
or nations buying weapons and stuff to outfit armies.
So we might get more for weapons that we don't use.
Okay.
Cool.
Potentially.
Want me to go through what's in the chest again?
We could wait out the war if it gets worse, sell the weapons then, because I think
Okay.
maybe there'd be a bigger
Demand.
demand for weapons.
Wow. Alpha the arms dealer.
See, that boss helped. Alpha's thinking.
Should have had that caffeine boost earlier already, Alpha.
What what if, because we're probably going to be gone for a little bit, what if we split the gold so long you can keep it on the horse if you want to, but just split it so that you know what your share is.
Okay, yeah, let's fill in our character sheets. I like that idea with what we have.
Weapons and like if you guys want to sell off the hairpin or whatever the case is at a later point, we can discuss that, but still keep it in the chest for now. But just at least split the platinum and the gold and the silver and everything we have.
Cool.
Maybe we
Cool.
can go
I like
quickly
it.
buy supplies before we leave the city.
Cool. I like it.
Well, would Amiko be able to help us with supplies? Because she's running an inn. Maybe we can get a good deal from her. Rather than going into the city, venturing out, maybe check with Amiko if she'd be able to help us with supplies.
Check your food supplies because I've been checking mine. I've still got a week and a half of iron rations left.
Would the rations be in the bag of holding?
Probably.
Let me try again.
I bought iron rations before going out on the missions.
I don't seem to have any, so I definitely need to get.
What were you eating while we were in the swamp?
Apparently, my rations.
Oh,
The rations that are
Why?
finished now.
Mm-hmm.
So do
Say,
you guys ask Amiko? Do you ask Amiko if she can keep the treasure for you guys as well?
I suggested it. The team can say whether they're comfortable with it or not.
Well, I don't have a problem with it, but yeah, okay, well, yeah, we could, some of us could come back. We don't need to have all of us, just some of us can come back if we need and just load it back on the horse and do whatever we want with it. But of course, it doesn't help then if you put the gold in, if you separate the gold now into each of us, because basically you'd be using the gold you have on you to buy and stuff. So using it now to try and you wouldn't deal it out now because you wouldn't be carrying it around with you.
Well, we can always use some of the loot we have to buy the supplies.
Look, I know that. I'm just saying it doesn't help divvying it out now and marking on your character sheet because your character sheet is the money you would have with you at that point.
Correct.
That's more what I'm saying.
So just to confirm again, you're on board with stashing the loot at the Rusty Dragon and then asking Amiko for rations or supplies.
If she can help, I'm happy with that. Anyone else?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm happy with that.
Alpha.
Yeah, that's good.
So she agrees to keep the loot safe for you guys, seeing as you are friends with, or that you have a mutual friend. She doesn't mind doing that for you. And then she asks how long or how many rations do you guys need?
Well, I would, like I said, I've still got a week and a half.
I apparently have no rations, so I need to get stocked with rations. So I'm not sure how the rations would work. My apologies.
You buy iron rations, a week's supply.
Usually a week's supply at a time, yeah.
Yeah. And you would just need to keep track, like I did when we were in the bush, how long you're away. It's literally enough for 2 days worth of food. It's like dried fruits, dried meats, muesli, that kind of stuff that can't go off. Not very tasty, but it's enough to give you sustenance for the day.
Okay, I see their rations for 1 week.
Hmm.
So could you potentially carry 2 weeks worth of rations, or will that be too?
I had to start off. When we started the game, I had to.
You can have multiple weeks worth of rations. It's not going to
Okay.
go off necessarily.
That's the whole point of them.
Well, Team, what are we thinking? How much rations do we want to get? I'm thinking maybe for at least 3 weeks. If we're going back to the swamp and we want to explore the other places we haven't been. Because our last trip there was like 10 days or something.
No, it was only 3 or 4 days.
It
And then
was
three
close to a week.
days there
Mhm.
and back.
Mhm.
I'm happy with that. 3 weeks.
So we all take 3 weeks rations then.
So as you guys kind of bring in the loot to the back of the Rusty Dragon to give to Amiko, he says, I can give you about 2 months worth if you give me the shuriken.
Fabulous. 2
2
months
months
with
each.
all of us.
Yeah. So that's for all of you would have 2 months worth of rations
For one shuriken.
for the
Hmm.
shurikens.
Okay.
So one pretty much for each one of the party members.
Yeah, I was going to say we've got 6, so there would be 1 month's worth of rations per shuriken, which would be a month for each of us.
1 month of each.
Oh, it's 2 months worth of rations for all of you.
Oh, sorry, you say 2 months. My apologies. 2 months worth of rations for each of us.
Yes.
I think that's, I don't know.
8 weeks.
Yeah, make it 8 weeks.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about that? I I don't have any knowledge of shuriken, so to me it's I can't use them anyway.
Sounds
What
good.
is the shuriken again?
There's
The
6 there's 6 masterwork shuriken with Tengu carvings on it that we found in the goblin village in the red chest.
And giving her a weapon will help her defend our gold. Just saying.
Okay. Well, I'm happy with that.
Alpha?
Yeah. When we carry the chest inside and everything, Alpha's gonna scramble around in the chest.
It's around the
Uh,
back here so that it's not in front of everyone.
Okay,
So it's gonna be here in the back that the exchange takes place.
that's cool. He'll look around in the chest and he's gonna take out 5 platinum.
Of course he is.
So
Okay, I'll leave 21 in here then. So you're gonna put 5 into your well, does everybody else want to have
We can deal out the platinum, I think.
But is it necessary?
yes, I'm not gonna use it for anything.
Okay, cool. Then leave it. Okay, that's fine. I'm
So
happy with
I'll
that. And
just change the platinum to 21 then. Everyone happy with that?
then Alpha will just add 5 to his. That's fine.
when he picks up the platinum, he's gonna kind of feel the weight of it, put it in his
God piece.
yes.
That's what he's gonna put into the chest, the lockbox he
Yeah,
has.
put it into the lockbox. And
Okay.
then he'll say, whoever is listening can hear him. He's not hiding anything. He's gonna say, time for an upgrade.
Mm.
Cool. Are we agreeing to swap the 6 shuriken for 8
Yeah.
weeks of rations?
We'll keep it happy. Yeah, just up to
I
your
think
rations.
everybody agrees to that.
Just add it to your inventory if you don't have. I just added extra to mine.
Say again, sorry.
Just add it to your inventory. I just added extra to mine. I just added 8 extra to mine that I already had.
Okay, let me see if I can get that.
Is there anything
Ration.
else you guys would like to do before leaving
Leaving the city or leaving the inn?
the city?
Alpha is gonna get on the horse and go look for a shop that sells and installs
A blacksmith.
runes. Yes.
A blacksmith. Okay. So you find a blacksmith. Walk in, and you see there's a human busy hammering away at some armor and stuff inside.
He's gonna ask for a flaming standard rune and a life drinking lesser.
Okay. So as you ask the blacksmith, he says, "Okay, what would you like those?"
He's gonna give his bastard sword.
So
How long would those take to install? Doesn't it take quite a while to install that?
yeah, I'm getting to that point. So as he takes the bastard sword, he says, "Fine piece of work here. 2 weeks. You can come and get it."
Have you got a backup sword, Alpha?
He has a shield.
I know. That's no funny business, like for real here.
Um,
You should have a backup weapon, don't you?
no, he
A
doesn't.
shield.
He has a shield.
What have you been when we've been looting weapons left, right, and center? Where have you sold them?
We've still got 6 short sword wakizashis in the raid chest if you're interested.
Okay.
I know that's more like a really long knife. I know. Better
Oh,
than
well, we are in. If you, why don't you? Why don't you? You're at the blacksmith. Maybe get a kind of a backup weapon.
yeah, get a lone sword.
Or axe or whatever you would like. Just putting it out there. Sell it back to him when we get back. Or asking if he'll loan it to you until you've done. Yeah. Would he not loan you a sword until he's done?
Like I said, loan a lone sword from the blacksmith. Not a
Not a
lone
sell sword, a loan sword.
a borrow sword then.
A rental.
Literally, not a sell sword, a rental sword, yeah. DM?
Alpha? I don't know. Alpha?
Would he? Alpha's gonna say, little bit of a hurry. Can you not do it today or loan me something I could use in the meantime?
The blacksmith looks at you and says, "Well, if you want it today, it's going to be triple the price."
Mm-hmm.
What is the
And
base
the
price?
rental?
What is the
Base price. So what is the price he would charge me
platinum.
for the 2? 6 platinum to do both.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And a rental sword?
Says a bastard sword like this.
Yes.
Says you put down 5 gold, and you can take it. Any damage to it, I'll charge you extra.
So 10 gold? Or
5 gold. 5 gold. And you can take he'll bring you the bastard sword. And if there's any damage to it, he's going to charge you extra.
for the runes or for the sword?
For
the
the sword
sword.
you bring back.
Okay.
That's
Can
kind of
I return the
payment.
sword?
Hmm?
Can I return the sword and get back 5 gold?
No. 5 gold to get the sword.
Would that then
So
be...
you might,
That's just pricey.
then you may as well just buy it outright.
That's kind of my point.
Well, you do look around and you see there's not many weapons in the store.
Ah, okay. Okay. I get what he's saying.
Is it a plain bastard sword or bastard sword +1?
It's the same. It's a bastard sword +1, so
Oh,
you wouldn't have to
that's
change
different.
anything.
Okay. That makes sense then. That's not so bad then.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can't you have them do the runes on that sword for you then? Or is your sword, if it's matching to yours, is there any reason why you wouldn't buy an upgrade? Do you want specifically to have the upgrade done to the sword you already have? Is there a significance to
Alpha
this?
sword.
Yes.
Personal.
That sword has the blood of my enemies.
Ah,
You don't understand the relationship a man has with his sword.
apparently not.
Alpha's gonna kind of lean in. I'm guessing they're talking over a table or whatever,
Yes.
and then ask, "What would it be to make this sword a okay +2?"
+2. I have to make that for you.
So it's 5. It's 5 plat for the 2 enchantments.
6 for both of them, but he's going to charge you the base cost.
Of 6 or
Oh. Mhm.
Alpha, you'll need to come and fetch another platinum piece.
figured.
Okay.
Unless you have
always-
100 gold on you.
I do not. I have 72.
Let's see how much this costs.
Oh. Well, while it's Gregor's going to go out and obviously get some alchemical ingredients that he can't gather. And would there be some way he would be able to? I don't know if you're going to. I doubt you're going to get it in Sandpoint. Anywhere he would be able to get rounds for the gun. I don't think there'd be anywhere in Sandpoint for that. It's not really a weapon around here. But otherwise, just alchemical ingredients that he can't gather himself.
So for the +2 enhancement,
Mm-hmm.
it's 10 platinum.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So you want to buy bullets.
If
Gregor.
no, I'm asking, is there any way in Sandpoint to wear a smoker? Because it is kind of a rare item.
Yes.
But
There's
aside
actually
from
a
that,
gunsmith in Sandpoint.
okay. And then obviously, and then just alchemical ingredients.
So you want to buy alchemical ingredients.
Yep.
So there's a few different herbalists, alchemists, apothecaries. And then there is a gunsmith in Sandpoint as well.
So you would like to buy, holy cow, you have already got any left. It has 6 barrels. You will buy 24. No, 20, let's make it 22. 22 rounds.
22.
And then the alchemical ingredients. Tell me what that costs.
Okay, so it'll be 1 gold for the 22 rounds.
Alpha, I think you need to find yourself a paper box. I'm just saying.
No, paper boxes are not cheap. They pretty much wiped out all the money I had on me.
You can also get some moolah in the chest.
And what alchemical ingredients are you looking for?
Just nothing specific, just generalized.
No, I need you to tell me what you're looking for.
To do that, okay, to do that, I actually have to look up the recipes.
You want to get an alchemist kit.
I've got an alchemist kit.
You want to get an alchemist kit refill.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Is that going to help you fix gore?
Among other things, and make potions and stuff. You notice every time I'm somewhere, I'm gathering stuff there, but you can't get everything everywhere.
So as you get to the alchemist asks you what size refill are you looking for?
Supersize him.
Or size queen.
If we're going to be away for a
medium.
month.
Medium. So there's lesser, standard, greater.
Standard.
So standard one.
Standard.
Okay, so for the standard one,
What's the wrong one?
12 gold.
Okay. And there goes all my gold. Done. Okay.
Hands you like pretty much a backpack full of alchemical supplies.
He'll just distribute amongst his pockets and his bandolier and his bag.
Where have you got
Anything
22 bullets for your pepper box?
In the bandolier and into the 4 chambers that are now that were empty.
So, would you guys like to do anything else before you leave?
That's my coin pouch.
You can put the bullets into your coin pouch.
No, close the coin pouch because I had it open to take out the 13 gold I had. It's literally how much gold I had is what this just cost me.
What?
You
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I just said, look at you.
What would I need to roll to barter with this merchant?
Do you want to try and intimidate the merchant? You want to try and be nice to the merchant?
Yeah.
Diplomacy would be the usual role.
Be nice. Say I've got some friends in high places. The war just started. You know, I'm a seasoned. You can see I'm a seasoned veteran. I've got friends with deep pockets.
Go for diplomacy. Roll a perception check first, before you do diplomacy.
Bum, 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 bum.
No.
Oh, enough.
That's perception, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Roll diplomacy.
That
Not
was
gonna
a
change
very
the dice.
nervous laugh.
Change the color of the dice.
No.
The human leans forward and says, "How many wars have you fought in, youngling?"
Ooh, it's a challenge. Shots fired.
How old is this guy? How old does he look?
From your perception roll, you're not too sure. Like, the size of this guy pretty much equals yours, and he's not wearing armor.
Can you see what race he is, or is he also clueless?
Human.
Human.
that shouldn't take that much perception.
And you can also
An
notice
adventurer
that
too.
when he picked up your bastard wood, his hand was pretty much holding it like you would in 2 hands, and he was like swinging it around in 1 hand.
I don't like this guy.
Onion.
Alpha
And just remember, he has your sword at this stage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's got. I was just gonna say that. Before you make trouble, he's got your sword.
But does he have my shield? I think not.
Don't bring a shield to a sword fight. That's not going to work for you.
The classic question: which came first, the sword or the shield?
Whichever Alpha picked up first. Alpha's just gonna say, you know how it is. I've been trying to. I'm a little bit in a hurry. I've got friends that are in danger. I need to kind of sort this out as quick as I can. And then he's gonna take out the master a composite longbow. And then say, how much would you buy this for?
Don't do it!
He says if you leave the bow, you can take the rental sword without paying for it.
And have I returned the
Ooh.
sword?
Then
And
you
you get the bow
return
back
the
in other
sword.
words.
Then I get the bow back.
No.
Okay.
He just simply answers no.
We got other ones in the chest.
This guy.
We got 2 longbows in the chest. In the carved red chest. Maybe say not your bow, because that's a special ability bow. But there's 2 more longbows in the chest that you could use to barter with.
Alpha's gonna say, knock the flaming. I'll keep the life drinking lesser. And then I'll buy the bastard sword. 10 gold.
Rent or buy?
He's asking me 10 gold.
5 gold.
5 gold, and then I still need to bring back the sword.
Yes. It is a +1 bastard sword.
No. I was gonna take his stuff and leave. Not gonna say anything. Take stuff to leave.
Okay, cool.
When he gets back to the rusty dragon, he'll put back the plat.
Don't you want to take the 2 longbows and the chainmail and stuff and see if you can renegotiate with that, or
It's
are you
okay.
or even the wakizashi, the 6 wakizashi, see if you can negotiate with those with him.
I'd like to make a withdrawal of 20 gold from my portion of the gold because, yeah, I have no gold left. Yeah.
So, anything else you guys would like to do before leaving?
I'm all done. I'm all ready.
Just remember to change the platinum back to 26.
Yes. I've put it back up to 26
Close.
and I've taken 20 gold out that Gregor's got.
I'm all good. There we go.
Okay,
Could
so
we maybe find the other person and go complete what we were doing?
go adventuring.
Mm-hmm. See what else there is out there.
Did everybody update their 8-week rations?
I believe so.
We were sent out just to take out the goblins, correct? Which we have accomplished.
Yes. That was
Okay.
the main reason for you going there.
Cool. Just putting it out there. And then obviously, accidentally, we found out about the monster.
The other stuff, yes. None of that was actually planned.
Well, we're going to be returning to the swamp to see if we can find any more loot there, or do we want to like
Well, there was places that were marked on the map that I think we should maybe have a look at on the fan.
Yep, true. Oh, we should probably take the fan with us if we want to do
Mhm.
it, right?
Probably. Might be a
I'm
good
gonna say
idea.
you took the fan with you guys. Like I wasn't gonna say okay, but you left the fan behind. You have to go. Yeah, you got the fan with you.
Okay, cool.
So as you guys walk to the door, you'll see that the summon is walking with a tiefling. Looks slightly different than the one you got from the pier.
The tiefling.
Yes.
Cool.
You guys want to do anything else, or are we gonna head back to the swamps?
I'd say we'd head back to the swamp. Everyone else is happy with that, but that would take us 2 days, correct?
Roughly, yes. Unless you take a caravan, which make it a bit more. If you get transportation there, it'll be a bit quicker. If everyone had horses, it would take the same amount of time, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm happy with if everyone wants to take a caravan, I'm happy to do that to get there quicker. But I was actually meaning as well to get back to where we were. And claim. In the swamp, like inside the swamp.
Okay. So everybody agreeing to take a caravan there? Get a lift to the swamp?
Mm-hmm. I'm happy with that. Anyone else?
Lily?
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Alpha?
Sounds good.
God.
Lilith?
Yep,
You good
all
with
good,
that?
all good.
Okay. So the transportation to the swamp is going to cost 1 gold for the entire group.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll take that off. Do we want to?
Akari pays for the trip, don't worry about it.
Oh, I was gonna say, shall we take it out of our loot chest?
Yeah.
Akari has enough gold to pay for that, so don't worry.
Thank
Oh,
you.
cool.
And then you guys are going back to which area? To the bridge here? Because you kind of left from here back to the city.
Yeah.
You were in this area when the
Yes.
curse happened.
Yes, I think we'd return there to go to the snake, because that's the next sort of closest point.
Yeah. Agreed.
So you guys get back to your original camp spot. It's roughly the same time. So it's getting into night again. And you see that there's almost no traces of your previous camp there, and it hasn't been that long. So it's definitely strange.
Okay. Something very funny is going on here. It seems like there's a time loop, maybe? Where is the camp? The-
Do we find no traces of it at all?
Yeah, it seems pretty much like there was no camp there ever.
What have you lost?
I was gonna say, did we maybe not make our camp a little bit further than we expected, away from where we are now?
Maybe I just
Maybe
camouflaged
we
it that
just,
well.
yeah, I was gonna say, maybe we cleaned up really well.
Do you
Reduce,
guys
reuse,
want
and
to roll perception, or nature, or arcana, or occultism?
Okay,
go
let's see.
for... Okay,
Nature, I've got 8 in occultism, I've got 6 in nature. What was the other one?
I'll do occultism.
So there's nature, perception, occultism, or arcana.
Okay,
I'll
up,
roll
Uh,
perception.
my arcana is 8. I'll go for arcana then.
Okay, let's go with who's doing what.
Alpha, what are
I
you
can do
rolling for?
perception.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, Oryn's doing perception.
Okay, cool. You can roll so long I'll describe what you find.
You are welcome, everybody.
Awesome. Gregor got like, this smells like filthy magic, not the clean magic that I would make. And rolls up 23
Okay. And that
for
is for?
occultism.
Okay. Arcana.
Me. Okay, let's see.
Does someone want to roll nature? Got cover all the bases.
23.
Ooh, wow.
Is Alpha gonna roll nature?
Alpha
What do
has no
you-
nature.
Okay, well,
Go for it. Everyone else has rolled something. Go for it.
yeah, I've got 6 in nature. Shouldn't
Not same.
or
Well, you're already searching for something.
okay, Oryn, you should have a high one in nature.
I
Okay,
do.
that's
I have a 7 plus 7.
okay.
So shouldn't we maybe swap that Alpha Alpha, who's not the most perceptive, but Alpha should have more than nothing in perception, and then you maybe roll nature for us.
Okay, so
I'll
20,
take your
20 what
natural
you got?
20 for the nature if you want to swap.
Yep. Okay.
Say again.
I'll
You'll
take the
take the
natural
roll.
20 as the roll for nature if Oryn wants to swap. And then Alpha can roll perception.
Oh,
But
okay.
if Oryn doesn't, then Alpha can just roll nature.
I'm happy with that.
Then you've got a natural 20 plus your 7 for nature, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Alpha can roll for perception.
Oh, that's
Good
good.
job,
All
Alpha.
of us are 23s.
Nice. So, between all of you, right, you kind of share what you can see and your notes. And you notice that the specific area that you're in now seems to have been restored by some sort of ritual or magic. you can't really track down what it is. With that high nature roll, you can see that the vegetation and the plants here seem more vibrant and fresher than the other ones around this area. So something or someone definitely used magic here to restore this area so that it doesn't look like somebody was here.
Told you it was
That is the
filthy magic.
deduction that all of you get to with sharing notes.
Can can Oryn detect whether it's a good or a bad magic?
It's magic.
Magic, the end.
Magic coming useful roundabout now.
What would come in handy now?
A mage. Magic user
Oh,
class.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have magic users in the group.
Yes, I am
Summoner.
them.
Akari.
The druid uses magic too.
It's ritual magic, different kind of magic.
Kari uses divine magic.
Again, we're
The
looking for
same
someone who
as,
uses arcane magic. Or maybe it is ritual magic. Natural magic.
Primal.
Yeah. Primal, that's what I'm looking for, yeah.
Would I be able to know? I mean, it probably is. I mean, if they've done something to affect the plants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You'd know that druids of a order, usually higher ranking druids in that order, would be able to do similar rituals in sacred areas specifically. This wouldn't just be for any nature.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe like Desna was out for a morning stroll and, you know, she just happened to stumble through the swamp.
I like that. Excuse me.
This
And
is
then
the ghosts and the banshee. We encountered them, right? Or Alpha did. Oh, further down. Okay.
that's where the stuff
The
was
triangle
found.
is.
And then here's where the ghosts and the banshee encountered Alpha, and
Yeah.
Alpha them.
Okay.
I'm going to say, well, enough with this mystery of the camp, and maybe we should move on to where we wanted to go. We can examine this later, maybe.
Are we traveling at night in the swamp? I've got night vision. I'm happy.
Hey, I've got potions.
I'll
Bring
just look at
lotion.
light.
I have one more dark vision elixir. I used the other one.
Yeah, should have been able to make on your way here though.
Okay, cool. So we're adding my. Remember, I didn't spend. Okay, I didn't spend my day. I spent my day studying, not brewing potions.
I know, but it still took time to get here.
Okay,
And you
so
were
let me
on a
add
caravan, so
potions quickly. Let me add my potions in quickly. My daily potions while you guys carry on.
Are we going to then continue down this road towards where the snake is? Or do we want to further explore this holy ground camp that was
There you go. Done.
magicked away?
Added my potions. My daily potions I would have made. I'll leave that. There you go. 2.
it is getting
Yeah.
later at night right now in the area that you are. So you can still go to where the snake is, or you could camp here.
Camp here again.
I think we go. I don't know. We don't know what's gonna be on this at the snake if we're gonna walk into. We don't know what we're walking into.
Well, this place has changed when we saw it last. We don't know what we're staying here to either.
Or if they're still here.
Okay, well maybe take a night here. You guys want to camp in here again? And then we'll head out in the morning again.
Does Alpha feel comfortable with that? Remembering what happened here last time?
Hmm,
You'll be on
that's a
first
good
watch.
idea.
Alpha doesn't have much choice, I think, considering he doesn't have potions that can make him see in the dark.
The horse can see in the dark.
I made some on the way here, so I do have now. Apparently, I made potions on the way here, so I do have now.
Alpha's secret weapon has night vision.
Yep, low light vision.
Silas goes,
Alpha's +1.
Silas is here with you. Goes, well, I've got, I do have, don't I? I have dark vision. I'll watch with you. I'm on first watch. Just, no, sorry, he'd go, if he's talking to Greg, to him, say, he'd go, I have first watch with you. Alpha, we can watch. I've got dark vision. Don't you worry. We got this. And
Alpha.
kind of take out one of his daggers and hold it out in front of him, like all brave, and flick his hood over his head and and start marching up and down, swinging his sword in front of him as he's fighting enemies, or his sword, his dagger.
All right, Alpha. I guess that seems like you and I are on first watch together then as well.
That's
Just verify. Am I right? Does Silas have dark vision or not?
I think he does. I'll check for you.
Please. Sorry, I was
Should
just
have,
checking, but I
yes.
don't have access anymore.
Dark or low light?
Yes,
Yes, he
dark
does.
vision and low lights. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So he does. Cool, I was right. Okay, cool.
That's gonna be 4 of us on watch then.
Yeah, because
Well, does your horse really count?
Yes.
I'm not leaving you alone with my kid. I'm sorry.
Well,
Alpha would make a great dad.
then it
Ha!
leaves
Ha!
the summon, Gregor, me, and the
Akari.
tiefling. Yeah. Okay, now we can go back to Akari. So
Yeah,
the
she looks like Akari inside here again. There's no patrols in here.
okay, cool. So Akari, the summon, Gregor, and me. So yeah, we definitely
Okay, cool.
go to.
Well, I mean that's 2 each then. Should be fine.
Cool. Okay. You guys can do first watch. We'll do second watch. Cool. Gregor will again.
For those doing first watch, you can discuss between yourselves who's going to roll a D100.
Well, second watch, before he goes to bed, Gregor's obviously going to do his studies again. And now we'll make it. So we're not going to make my potions on the way here. I would make my potions now then.
It really doesn't matter. I mean, like, you have the potions restocked because it took a day to get here.
Yeah, but my point being, would I be able to make potions now again would be my point, or not? That would be my point.
You
If it's still the
could
same day.
You could potentially make again because how long are the potions effective?
I can make per day.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 4 potions. I'm checking now.
Is it 3?
I get an extra one for my my feet that I've got. You guys discuss amongst yourselves. I'll look it up quickly.
Well, Alpha and Oryn one of you need to roll a percentage dice.
Or
Alpha, you can. So if that happens, then it's your fault.
great.
Another,
Yeah, Alpha can roll the D100.
40.
Just in the middle.
It's not a bad roll. You guys can make perception rolls.
Yay! Don't you love it when he says that?
Everyone on watch.
Does anybody
watch.
else hear the Jaws music when the DM says that? Ooh, Alpha.
There's a 20 and an 8.
Oh. Alpha, change your dice, please.
So the 20 was from?
Oryn.
Oryn.
Okay. And the 8 from Alpha, okay.
Like 8.
That's the horse.
Should Silas
That is
and
the
horse
horse.
roll?
That is the horse.
Your speed is your secret weapon, Alpha.
I'll roll for Silas. Silas is plus.
Sorry, that's what I'm busy checking.
I
Plus
think it's
4.
6. 4.
Well, if you think it's plus 6, I'll take your word for it.
Eesh. Ouch.
As good as Alpha's roll there.
Yeah, Silas, not so great.
The horse sees everything.
Even the
Easy.
head up at the back of your neck.
Right. So, with that question being asked, please roll a d4 alpha.
Okay.
No, 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 no.
So, unfortunately, forgot to send the horse out to do the routine today. But the horse does mentally tell you that it can see, it looks like the forest is moving around you guys.
We're sleeping now.
Yes.
Okay.
Alpha will relay that information to Oryn.
Um,
Oryn is just gonna look like she's just gonna look at him and be like very. I don't know what's the best word to describe the facial expression. I wish you could see the one I'm pulling right now. But she's gonna say, "Are you sure it's not the wind?"
Alpha's gonna look down to the ground and then kind of ask, "Are we on something, maybe?"
You might be.
No, as in that big ass turtle that we met a while back.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
That big ass turtle that we met.
Yeah, with the
On the first horse,
Oh, the one.
yes.
Oh, with the fairies.
the horse is,
Okay.
sorry, Master, we're on the ground.
So we're not
And then
moving, but the
it kind
forest
of
around
like-
us is.
It kind of pushes you to look towards this side specifically.
across the water
Yes.
on the same island we on.
No, across the water.
In would
On this side.
if I had to make a perception check, would I miss anything, or should I make a nature roll to see?
You can make a perception check with advantage if you want to again.
All of us, or
Okay.
Yeah, all of you if you want to roll again.
the horse as well?
No, the horse has seen it already.
Good job, Oryn.
Okay, cool. Alpha.
Yeah. Ah,
Very
Way
nice.
better. Nicely done.
Is Silas going to check as well again?
I'll roll for Silas. Call that a problem. Thank you.
Advantage +4.
Advantage.
Yes.
Okay, give me a second. 19.
Way better.
So you all notice it seems like the physical trees and stuff are moving. And upon looking a bit closer, you can see that the trees are actually still in something. It seems like a mound is walking around here.
Okay. It's walking or it's just moving? Like literally
Probably
walking?
looks more like walking.
Again, I'm
because
not
you can see
watching,
the-
so it's
You can see the tree like lift slightly and then go back down. So it seems more like it's walking on this side of the water somewhere.
It's not coming closer to us, is it?
No, it's just wandering around here, like shambling around. It's not physically coming towards you or anything. But you can see like every now and then it almost seems like your mind's playing tricks on you. Because it seems like a tree is standing still and then it seems like it moves and then when you look there again the tree is still there. You can't really tell it's moving or not.
Can we
It is
do?
the swamp.
any type of history check, maybe for any animals or something that could have been, like the turtle from the first world?
Nature would be probably the best one to roll here.
All right.
Alright.
Don't worry, I'm already rolling. You are
Nice.
wow.
Good
Wow.
job. Good job.
Oryn knows what it is in his head for dinner.
So, Oryn, you would recall that you've heard tales when you were being taught to be a druid. So in the druid enclave, where you grew up, about treants and, specifically in swamps, shambling mounds.
Okay.
Meet Treebeard.
I don't know, we want to go find out.
Not right now.
And shambling mounds are basically treants just in a swamp. That is what you can recall. Even with your nat 20, that is what you've been taught and know about these things. And
Okay.
they are not, like, treants are usually susceptible to fire. These are not, because they're more liquid based than a treant would be. So they are not weak to fire, but they are quite vulnerable to electricity.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you that information.
So this is a shambling
Awesome.
mound.
Or shambling mounds.
Mounds. Okay.
Are they aggressive or not? Are they just like
They're just moving around here. They're not attacking
doing
anything.
anything?
There's no real sound even though these things seem quite big.
Okay.
Anything
Neat.
else you guys would like to do on watch?
I don't really want to pick a fight with this thing right now.
There you go.
I fully agree.
I can make my intelligence modifier +2 potion levels per day. Sorry, just
Okay.
which is 6 potions or 6 levels worth of potions, which is what I made.
Cool.
Sorry, guys. I thought it was 4. I thought it was my intelligence modifier, but then it's 4 plus. So it's where you got the 2 from. 4. It's 2 plus your intelligence modifier.
I agree with Oryn. I don't think we need to go causing trouble when no trouble is coming our way.
Well, in that case, then Oryn is going to, seeing this, she's going to put her hand on Alpha's arm and look at him, get him to like look at her, and then just put a finger like shushing him, and just shake her head no.
Don't stay
She's
quiet.
going to then no.
Roll for initiative.
No. She's then going to take the ring out of her pocket and put it on his finger again and just say telepathically, just let it be. We don't need this right now. We have things to worry about. Tell your horse as well. And she's going to also just look at Silas and just like call him towards her and just also put a finger to her lips like, shh, keep quiet.
That might be a great uncle walking around there.
Yeah.
He's gonna nod his head and put his finger in front of his mouth and just nod his head. Like, got you. And kind of hunker down almost if he's trying to sneak.
With the horse doing the whole run command and everything, does that make a noise at all?
No.
While we pass the time, Alpha's gonna do that to the horse, do his training.
Cool,
Okay. Cool.
No issue at all. Alpha and Oryn, do you guys have anything you'd like to discuss with each other?
That honey glazed ham this morning was quite good.
Good job.
Alpha's gonna ask Oryn, so you and Gregor.
Okay. This is about to get
Orange
awkward.
Orange is gonna look at him and then say, "The bread also wasn't really bad. I quite enjoyed that as well."
Yeah, about that. Oh, that's funny.
So, honey glazed ham and Alpha thinks Gregor.
I don't think
It's
Oryn.
maybe that's his affectionate term for people. Oh, come here, my little honey glazed ham.
If he calls you, hey, honey, you know, he's thinking about ham.
Yeah.
So is that it? So, like, the conversation just ends there.
Would I want to ask something actually quick? Would you allow it with continued practice for someone to learn to use a weapon?
Yeah.
Alpha's gonna take out the longbow that he has and then kind of show Oryn to come closer. And then he's gonna say, I don't have much use for
Bows.
I'm thinking of a word.
Projectiles.
What is someone that oh, I don't have much use for a cowardice weapon like this.
Wow.
How about
Oh, what?
A coward's weapon.
Ouch.
I'm gonna tell Lillith.
I'm
And when
keeping
you wake
very
up-
quiet.
And when you wake up to dents in your armor, don't blame me.
If he
Um,
wakes up being bald in the morning, I know nothing.
He's gonna ask Oryn, how about I teach you how to use this bow?
All right. I do not appreciate your insinuation of the fact that this is a coward's weapon. However, I would be more than happy to take it off your hands.
I don't know how the progression for this kind of thing would work, DM.
Both of you roll a straight up d20.
Alpha seriously wants to get rid of
One.
Shoot Alpha in the foot.
So Alpha does his best to instruct you with the bow. Unfortunately, you're still contemplating if you should tell Lillith or not, and if this is like with some sort of ulterior motive or not. So you don't take in much of what he tells you.
Love that.
So
Like,
I'm gonna.
can-
I have a success counter on my side. If you reach 5 successes, you'll be trained with the bow. With that 1, right? It doesn't count as a success. So you both need to roll above a certain amount before it counts as 1 success. For both the teacher and the student.
Maybe tomorrow
So
night.
is there an unlimited amount of times that we can do this, or is there like?
I mean, you should be able to if you just take enough time to do it until you get it. So there
Yeah,
won't
I'm
be
just
a
saying.
hard limit to say, okay, you tried 10 times, you didn't make
Yeah.
it, so you can't learn it.
Okay, no, that's what I'm asking. Is that so? There is, if I do fail, let's hope I don't. 10 times, I can still keep trying.
I would
As long as
imagine,
you spend
Alright,
the time on it.
yeah, there's a time constraint. So how long would you say would one quote session be?
I'd say you guys would probably be busy until it's time to wake up the people for the next watch.
So how long, more or less, like 4, 6 hours?
So
4 hours, I would say. Because
I'm
I mean,
gonna say it's probably roughly about 4 hours.
Okay,
you
just
sleep for 8 hours, so it'll be 4.
just for next
Taking watch
time, we kind of know if
How
it's-
much? Okay, I hear you.
With the other stuff you did, I'm gonna say you probably took about 2 hours this time. With other
everybody
stuff
else
that
just.
happened.
Everybody else wakes up to the sound of Alpha. Ow! Ow! Ow!
um
Oryn is sorry.
and one more thing just before we end our watch, Alpha's just gonna give a quick prayer before he goes to bed, saying, "I'm still alive. I was cursed. Akari's still safe. All that stuff." I don't know if you should roll d6.
If you want to speak to them directly, yes. Otherwise, it'll just be kind of, you'll get a feeling that they've heard you, and you'll sleep quite peacefully.
Let's see who answers.
Sure, go for it. Roll a
It's
4. Who was a 4? I really need to write this down somewhere.
Let me actually put it in Alpha's notes.
So 1 is Ragathiel,
Okay.
2 is Vildice. Probably butchering the names. 3 would be Gorum.
Great grandpappy to Gregor.
4 is Iomide.
I'm just
And
gonna have to
then
check the spelling
5.
on this.
5 is Arazni. And then 6 is Asmodeus.
Okay.
Right.
there we go.
This is. So it's a female that answers you. And she says it's good to know that our champion is still alive. Thank you for upholding our request. Is there anything you need guidance with, champion?
No, just keeping you in the loop.
She kind of laughs a bit and then says, "Oh, thank you for that. We appreciate the devotion. Rest well." And then you still feel like a sense of calm when you go to wake up the next person for watch. You guys can decide who, because it wasn't decided before who's going to be our next watch.
No, the other 4 would be our next watch. The 4 that didn't take that watch.
So you're going to do 4-4, not 3 shifts of
Aren't we gonna?
2 people.
It was like
222.
Okay, we can do 222. That's fine. Okay, I just thought we were doing 4-4, but okay, we can do 222. I'll go with whoever.
Yeah, let me go on watch with Gregor for a change, and let me speak to him person to person instead of
Okay.
through the shell phone.
Salvo.
Okay. Cool.
Which one of you is going to roll a D100?
Gregor. Is Alpha? Would Alpha and Oryn tell us about the mounds?
I don't know, would they?
Yeah, Oryn will give you guys a heads up. She'll probably just say there is something out there. You know, she's heard stories about these things called like treants and whatever. She'll tell them all the
Shambling
information she
mounds.
knows. Yes.
Cool.
And she'll say just it's probably best if we can stay as stealthy as possible and avoid it.
I like that approach. Gregor, are you rolling?
I'm just waiting thing and then I'll roll.
35. Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much the same thing happens. You can roll perception with advantage because you already know about the mounds.
Okay, both of
Okay.
us.
Yep.
No problem. $24.
Cool.
Good job.
16.
16.
Oh,
Change your dice.
So you guys still see the stuff moving here. You wouldn't know, but it's less active than it was when Alpha and Oryn were here.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Maybe discuss something between the two of you?
Gregor, how's it going with Gore? Haven't seen him for a bit. The last time I saw him, you sort of had him slung over your arm like a plushie. How's he doing? Is he recovering, or what's happening there?
It will be another day or so, and he will be back on his feet. He is getting there. His consciousness is slipping back, and his body is almost ready. By tomorrow evening, he should be ready.
Cool. And what were you doing when you were gone? Did you get share? I had some flashes in my head, but I didn't
I was
quite know.
working on my life's work and and of course, the boring part of the little things you have to do as not really a baron. My father, so to speak, would be doing most of those, but I am taking over, the basic things, listening to the problems of the people and paying the bills and that kind of thing is not what I like to do. But that is mostly, and that is what I've slowly been handing over to my brother-in-law, and that is why he is now taking over those responsibilities while I am with you, so I don't need to worry this time about getting back so soon.
So you have people that work for you.
Well, not for me as such, but as a baron, we have a fiefdom that we need to take care of. We take care of them, and they pay us to take care of them, and that money we use to make it a better place for them. Okay.
Do I even want to know why you're adventuring when you're pretty much like a lord of the castle?
Well, I'm not really, but then it is in my soul. My Verisian soul yearns for adventure and finding out more of the world and what is going on in it. And I want to make a name for myself, not the name that was given to me.
Okay.
So Alpha and Oryn, You guys can roll perception as you guys go to sleep. This is not for anything that's going to attack you, don't worry.
Can I roll for
Alpha,
the
you can
horse,
roll.
or if it has
Don't
something
know,
to do with
is the
Akari?
horse
Probably
going
not.
into the tent? It's got to do with Akari, yes.
Yeah, I'll leave the horse. Alpha, the horse can still get cozy, but I'll leave the horse.
Oh my word.
Secret
Alpha and the horse can get
Nothing
cozy.
weird. Nothing
Holy
weird.
cow.
It's not how centaurs are made.
No, it's
Oh no!
it's not such a holy horse. It's not a holy cow.
I just wondered how centaurs came about.
Oof.
You guys notice nothing.
Sorry.
So, Lilith and Gregor, anything else you guys would like to talk about?
Sorry. He's gonna say, so why don't you tell me more about your world? The first world you called it. I was not there. So in person, maybe you can tell me, is it very different to this one?
Very different to this one. There's a not the same clear defined sense of time, and the weather's not quite so extreme, and people have a lot more uh, a better understanding of where they fit in. So the roles are much clearer, and the rules as well. Or maybe I've just not been around people who follow the rules. I'm not sure, but the most obvious differences is there's a lot more freedom on this side of the veil, and a lot more choices. Sometimes the choices are almost overwhelming, and I sometimes feel like Silas, just standing looking at this with big wide eyes, and I need to catch myself not to stare sometimes.
Interesting. We should maybe make a point to go there at some point.
Yes, it would be good. Um, Maybe our travels will even take me to ancestral places that I've never been to before.
Maybe, you'll never know.
Can we also see the mounds, right?
Yeah, moving in the distance.
Kind of reminds me of some other creatures of the first world. They pretty benevolent. They only seem to protect their territory. They're not aggressive. So I'm hoping that these DM, what were they called? Something mounds? Moving mounds.
Shambling mounds.
Shambling mounds. That these shambling mounds are similar to the creatures we have in our first world, because they're not aggressive at all.
Well, yes, if they do not harm us, I don't see why we should harm them. It is peaceful to watch them, is it not?
It is. It's almost like it's a little bit of a dance happening out there.
A dance. I never thought of that. That is an interesting way of putting it. But you will excuse me, I have to do some more work.
Okay, I suppose that means I'll be on watch then.
I can watch while I'm busy. And he'll
You'll
kind of take
probably
out,
have to listen if you're busy doing something else.
well, he's not going to be thing. He'll be kind of take out Gour's body and you'll see him kind of rubs oils on it and things like that. I need to keep
Exactly.
it fresh.
Use your ears. I'll use my eyes, you use your ears.
Right.
Then when you're busy rubbing whatever oils on Gore, I'll actually ask you, would it be rude to touch him?
Not at all. And you can hand it across. You kind of, it kind of feels rubbery, and his skin kind of feels rubbery. And if you kind of push it in, it'll feel kind of fleshy, but like there's something underneath, not quite skeletal, more like cartilage or vegetative would be the best way to think of it. It doesn't seem to be an actual skeletal structure, so to speak.
Kind of reminds me of some sea creatures of the first world.
Sea creatures? You have sea creatures that look like these?
They don't look the same, but they have the same texture, the same kind of almost squishiness that's not squishy. Squishiness with a form?
Okay, interesting.
If I have to think about something I've seen here, it's like a cross between seaweed, texture of seaweed, and like a dolphin skin.
Well, funny you should mention it. Seaweed is one of the ingredients.
Very interesting. I'm learning. DM?
Is that it for you guys? You still want
Yes.
to continue chatting?
Well, I'll without being sort of too think about it, I'll continue examining Gore. Obviously not harming him or squishing him, but just sort of while he's inanimate, having a look at him a little closer than when he's running around.
Okay, cool. So you guys go to wake up Kari and the summon.
Yes, and we'll also tell them about the
Shambling mounds.
shambling mounds across the waterway that just seem to be doing their thing, not bugging anyone. Oh my word, look at that.
Wow.
Right.
91.
You guys wake up Akari, and she and the summon go on watch. And she comes back to wake you all up, and all of you would know, probably feel more, that it's been longer than it should have been.
So we slept for longer than we should have.
Meditated, whatever you do for your rest.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And with that, we'll continue
We're done.
the next session.
Awesome.